The following presentation is rated TVMA.
It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Kane is in the building.
Alright, what's up everyone? It's Open Comm Show. We are back this week and all of us are here plus an extra. Well, he's not an extra. He's been on a few weeks now, but we have a picture of him now. So I'm here, I'm Drayden. We got Big Country. How's it going, man?
Yeah, how's it going?
And we got Dirk McBirthday. Dirk's fucking birthday night, so how's it going, Dirk? Happy birthday.
What's going on? Thank you.
We got Rain. How's it going, Rain?
Good, how are you?
We got Kale Decadence. We finally got the man himself on camera. How's it going, man?
Yo, yo.
And then Drunk Canadian. How's it going?
What up?
All right. And we also have Dunk Dinkle as a guest. I will be getting a picture of him up here in a second. I was just out of time. But so, all right. That's the intros.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think we have a fairly jam-packed show tonight because I think we've got a couple major topics. I mean, this has been a busy friggin' week in EVE Online with news dropping. But before we get onto those two topics, I just want to throw it out there that man, I thought there was supposed to be some like high-sec action tonight. PL went and visited high-sec, and like the bad guys didn't show up. So that was kind of sad. I was trying to sport that in right before the show, and Gommel was actually live streaming what I don't know, a bunch of people thought was going to be something that happened, but it didn't. Anyways, Fortizar lives.
Best new things coming out is we're getting some new friggin' designs. Woo woo, bitches. Nice. Have y'all seen these?
That's the best new thing?
Hell yeah, dude.
The frigates are, I don't like them.
These look sweet.
I still think
Man.
the Bantam looks ugly. I don't like the new slasher look.
And we're also getting redesigns of all the ore ships, the mining barges.
Yep.
With flames. Flames.
Flames. Not plasma jets or whatever they were.
No, it's fucking flames.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, seriously. There's flames coming out.
Does that make them go faster?
No, it's like the reprocessing thing.
Oh, in the Hulks and the Exhumers and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, there was fire before. It's just a little bit different now. The way they're doing it, but yeah. So the two big topics for this week, which we're going to take in order, really that they came out. The first one being Fleet Boost, and the second one being this Alpha State thing. We'll come up with a name for it later. I'd really like to touch on the Fleet Boost one first, mainly because I think that one actually has more details that we have to think about, and the second half of the show tends to be the less thinking side of the show, which I think goes better with the Alpha State thing. So
I could have sworn we've already talked about Boost though.
They
We
came
have.
out
A
with,
chunk of it last week.
they
I
came
think-
out with all the details of how it's
Right.
going to change and what's going to be affected and whatnot.
Aren't we calling it bursts?
Command bursts, yeah, or what I like to refer to as fairy dust, because they were not using the wrong language on the 07 show. They were using very accurate language in that these things will use ammo-like charges in order to disperse their fairy dusted space glitter out across a specific range for the thing, as opposed to now, which is just transmitted space magic through links. I don't like when people still refer to them as links, right? Because they're not links. There's really nothing linking anything. It is more just about, were you there when the fairy dust kind of got sprinkled and
It's a
did
buff.
It's
a buff
land
spell.
on your ship?
One of the few times where I've actually guessed this somewhere not here. I was on the Jeff Rader show a little while ago, and some of the points they're bringing up, obvious points that we brought up, some of it, and one guy mentioned, well, this is World of Warcraft. He brought World of Warcraft, and I would said this over there. I'll say it here too. One of the things I did like about this game is it's an MMORPG. It's a space-based MMORPG. It's it is different in a lot of ways. And this is one of the ways where it was different. It's different in the ways of, you didn't really have like buffs and debuffs really. You had this, like Dark said, space magic. And you could sit up there and you had these links that you ran, and somehow or another through some sort of whatever technology, some guy can be sitting out somewhere and bam, I'm in your fleet. I now have 10% extra increase, whatever. What they're doing now is kind of similar to what most RPGs are doing, which is gonna have this guy pop on grid. He's gonna pop this thing off, and whoever's in range or whatever it is gonna get this buff to him, and then he's gonna basically skedaddle. And then so to some extent it is kind of being more like in line with more traditional RPGs, but to me it gets rid of what I think I hate. The thing I love is in the end when we start really discussing this, things such as low sec, small game PvP, where you have these guys sitting out there that are basically untouchable, giving boosts, and putting this shit on grid. And one of the questions that they brought up there that I was going to bring up here is, in some form or another, is CC. And I think that's something that we definitely, if it was not on your talk list, Derek, it should be. Is CCP, well, two things. Is CCP trying to do force on grid boosting, or and by on grid boosting, I mean where your dude sits there and is boosting you, or is they want this to become some elitist kind of like base job career where you have elite people that are badass at jumping in, buffing, jumping out, getting prepared, watching timers, jumping in, jumping out, buffing and getting out.
Well, it's well here, and not to cut you off, but you bring up kind of a couple things there that I think need to be addressed. Not everything about this is related to warping in, popping glitter and then warping out again. I mean, that is one potential element of it for the types of ships that would do that. So the command destroyer type ships that would do that.
Okay, but that's why I was saying you have that, but then you also have, or do you think CC is going to prefer, or is kind of pushing this towards having a ridiculously tanked, command ship sitting on grid?
I think that it depends on the type of ship that you bring. I don't think.
Well, hold on. Isn't it they're getting rid of like wing boosting, squad boosting, and fucking fleet boosting?
Yeah.
So now anybody that flew. So
yeah, we should
for
probably
example,
back this up.
PL's like Sleipnir fleet, they just put one. Like every ship has a different command boosting module, and while they're fighting, everybody's boosting.
Right.
That is an element of it.
That could do. The only thing that
now you can't try to headshot like a booster. You don't have to worry about tanking one ship.
Yeah.
Just everybody boosts one thing. Now you have all the boosts.
They're still going to have the skills effect. It's like your FC and wing command skills and stuff will still affect the hierarchy. But yeah.
But you won't need to have one booster.
Yeah.
So like, boosting hunting won't be a thing anymore.
Hierarchy. It
Right.
doesn't affect the hierarchy.
Right. It's just AOE. The one thing I was wondering. The one thing I was wondering
or
is
you got a train of drive-by boosting. You drop your fairy dust, warp out. Next guy, like 10 seconds later, comes in. Drops his fairy dust.
Nobody's gonna run it. No one's gonna run it that way. No one's gonna run it.
Somebody will.
Someone's doing it.
Yeah,
they'll try with it poorly, but the big fleets are gonna have the people are gonna be on grid with them all the time. They're not gonna miss a boost cycle.
Well,
it's kind of like when you have dictors. So you have dictors, because I mean, they do the same thing. They AoE bubble an enemy fleet, or they might, I guess, defensively bubble. But usually when you have good dictor pilots, it's very noticeable in a fight when you can keep people, an enemy fleet on grid. Same with probably links now, where, because as you guys know, when you anchor up, sometimes people have different speeds for whatever reason because of ship skills or whatnot. So now your boosts have to actually pay attention to how far away everyone on the fleet is, where their positioning is at. They don't want to accidentally hit the Logi with like a DPS boost, and vice versa. The Logi boosts don't want to hit the DPS at all. So it's going to be like another way to have really skilled, experienced pilots actually being able to fly and make a difference. Or you could have the opposite, where it's okay, have your ult here, have them anchor up on the FC, everyone go roughly the same speed, kind of pay attention, and every minute or two hit this button.
Well, the thing with the
we should probably back up a little bit here, because there's a lot of, I want to say, generalities that are sort of being made. The old system was entirely generality based, right? Off-grid boosts hiding somewhere in system, whether it be outside of a pause, whether it be in some dead, deep space kind of place or whatever. As long as it was in system, that's what it was. Very rarely did you see anything like actual command ships being on grid in the heat of battle or anything like that.
And skill-wise, command ships are actually better.
Well,
Like, you get better boosts out of a command ship than you will a T3.
right, but it was also more susceptible to being dead. So you didn't tend to see those as often, anywhere near as often. Back in the old days, you kind of did, but nothing in recent memory. You could sit there and say that, you know what, whether it be for small gang or whether it be for major fleet action, across that entire scale, fleet boosting was generally the same for everybody. Not to say that there weren't some people out there who may have been using just regular battle cruisers or something like that, and much smaller things or whatever. But it was to say now that this is the way people are going to do it. Just doesn't even take into account the entire continuum of battles that take place out there, whether it be small gang 1v1 type stuff, whatever, all the way up to major fleet battles.
You're going to see it. I think you absolutely can see to some degree that your smaller fleet battles are going to probably see maybe command ships sitting on grid because they can't afford the people to do burst offs, and then your bigger fleets you'll see command destroyers and stuff like that, warping on and off, in and out of a warp range, hitting a boost and warping off to a point in space right above where their fleet is or wherever, and then waiting the timers, and when it's time to come back, they align and point back down and
Well,
do it
what
again.
I'm wondering is, like, I mean, because if you're doing that, especially if you can see where the command ship is sitting off grid, wouldn't someone be able to be like, make cutoff bubbles with dictors? Like, oh, if he's gonna try and warp back down to boost his fleet, and so you make this shell of bubbles around. Now you can catch their command ships and basically shut them off to where they can't come in, or they have to realign and find some new spot to warp in. So it's like there's all
Seems
this
like a lot of
different.
work.
So the command
It
destroyers
could
can
be.
boost now.
But I mean, for like large, giant scale battles, where you got like dozens of dictors flying around out there, they could probably do it if they were. The one thing I was thinking about is because some of the fleet comps, you see the FC running around in a command ship. I mean, would they start running the boost for their own fleet at that point, or does that cut out the tank they have to have?
I was already doing that when I FC'd. But that's just because I'm an idiot.
Well, it used to be the FC would jump his boosting ship into system, fly it off to a safe, and then it would link from there.
No, I was like
That's
FCing
not-
from a command battle cruiser in the fleet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can do
Look,
that.
I
but
mean,
that's
and
the
again,
feature.
years
They're
ago,
gonna have
we saw that.
backup boosts.
Yeah. But anyways, so there are a number of different ways. I mean, look, you're gonna have some groups out there that even with subcaps, right? They bring in triage now. I mean, it's just part of their fleet composition that triage is coming in now. Maybe it's going to be a capital version or even a super capital version that's just going to sit there with the fleet and be popping it all day and dare you to shoot at the big guy. All the way down to command destroyers. I mean, it provides an incredible amount of granularity. Remember, the initial thing here was not only bring boosts on grid, okay? Because this is something that we've been talking about for years. I mean, the community has been talking about it for years. And every time most of the conversations occurred regarding this, it was merely a pulling what we already knew into what we think it could be for getting things on grid, as opposed to as opposed to what they've done here, which is completely and utterly reinvented.
Well, hold on, but this is what I'm saying. This is what I said earlier, and that's why when Drake brought up his response to me, I didn't get a chance to say anything. But yes, I mean they're bringing these things all in grid. That's why I said in your smaller fleets you'll probably see again because not having the people to really kind of dedicate to doing the stuff needed to do it. You might see a tanked Absolution or Nighthawk or whatever it is sitting there giving a boost on grid in smaller fleets or say low sec. Then your bigger fleets and say high in low sec, you probably will see 3 or 4 or 5 dudes in the command destroyers. What is it, boosting or whatever the fuck
I think you have it backwards, BC.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all because again,
Small gangs are going to use command destroyers because they're a lot more nimble, a lot more soloable, and can take care of themselves, and they're not as a prime target. Versus a
No, I don't
T2,
think that's
T3
right at all.
battleship or something like
yeah,
that.
not happening.
And then all these big fleets are instead going to have a tanky battleship fly with them
They're
in
not,
their
though.
fleet, or yeah, they are, or they're going to have a T3 cruiser flying with them in their fleet to be able to give boosts instead of having one guy multi-box warping in and warping out, warping in and warping
Or
out.
they'll have
Because
both.
even
I mean, a
Dictors,
big fleet may have both. A big fleet may
Look,
have
again,
something that
you
warps in
say
and
that,
pops.
but again, having a takedown battle cruiser, and again, that's if you want the boost. What it does is this is what I'm saying from CCP. If you want the boost to do that in the low sec, in the small gangs and on gate stuff, I'm telling you, watch. You're gonna have the tanky battle cruiser sitting there with you.
No, it won't. It won't work. It won't work because all that kitey bullshit in low sec, they're gonna fly away. The things.
The kitey bullshit's not gonna worry about bonuses anymore. I'm telling you, we're talking about
That's
fleets
what
that
they
want
live
bonuses.
for. That's all they live for.
And I'm gonna say they won't because again, well, I mean, they may still run little shit because again, they may run one or two, but the difference is you're not gonna see null sec fleets out there. Very few of them, I would say, running tanky man shit.
are you serious? Because I'm like
Are you
90% sure that's
totally
what people
wrong,
are
dude?
going to do.
That's
I
what's all
live in
gonna
nullsec and I've run tanky command ship fleets.
Like
Oh my God,
my
dude.
FC
I've seen 'em.
or my
I've been
CEO
wrecked
is
by
not
'em.
going to try and juggle warping in and out a fucking battle cruiser in a fight that could potentially isolate him, especially when everyone uses probes and nullsec.
Yeah.
Just to like warp in for a minute because these things only last a minute at least for now. That's what they've said. It was a minute, maybe two, to do that. Like, why would you do that when you can have, instead of a command destroyer, a Dictor to like bubble the enemy or do other elite piloting shit? Like me flying a
Because the
command
minute
destroyer.
anybody comes on grid, your fucking boosting ship is dead.
No, it's not.
And
That's
you're
why you
gonna
have a
like
fucking
10
fleet.
fucking boosty ships.
Like you have
Well,
a
you know,
fleet
you're not
to
gonna-
support you. You have Logi on grid to support
Well, I mean,
you.
if you're talking
You
about
have
you're like
people there.
Well, that's the other thing that we were talking about is now you have your lodges that are having to make the decision on spending all their time just keeping boosting ships alive or in letting all the PvP ships
Logi
die.
ships has always kept support ships
Okay,
alive. That's
yeah,
why
we
they
all-
keep a
we all-
Hugin
What about,
alive.
like, what if you
While
go in a 10-man gang with like two, T2 Logis and then 8 command ships? Each one of those command ships is running one link as part of the chain. So then, like, the enemy that you run into doesn't know
Shots?
which ship you
Yep.
have
Yeah,
to kill to
shots
get
in.
to the boost. So like, you can see that kind of shit in small gang. It's gonna happen.
You know, what, I'm going to say this. And I don't want to think it's
To me,
Watch. How much we want to put on this? Watch. You see
$5
these
bill.
fleets
how much you got?
$5 bill.
in low
I'll put
in
$100
low sec
on it.
are not going to be running big fucking tanky battle
Okay, deal.
cruisers and
$100.
boosters.
Deal. $100.
I'll
Unless-
take that deal. I'll
Unless
take
you're
that
talking
deal.
about where the fleet is a battle, if they're running an absolution
If-
fleet.
If
Nope, I
it's-
bet my cruiser fleets are
Considering
still gonna
I
have a
already
fucking
do
links
that-
on grid.
Dude, because you do that now, that doesn't matter. When they change these things and they start changing the way the mechanics work, I'm telling you, watch. From what I've been listening to, people
BC,
that-
have you seen LowSec? Have you been in LowSec where someone actually catches a battleship or a battle cruiser, or even a cruiser off a gate or off like some shit like in a large plex? They get fucking mobbed by everyone.
That's fine. I'm not so
That
much
is
so-
fine,
number
but that
one,
is why they're
small
never
ships.
going to come on grid.
Small ships have been coming on grid for years to do things, okay? Namely in the form of Dictors, more recently in the form of Bouchers. So the idea that in a large fleet you're not going to have small things popping in is crazy. You probably will. You also may, in that very same fleet, have command ships that are sitting in there. And again, depending going from the scale of the battle or the scale of the group that's doing it, right, in Eve, as well as the expertise of those groups, and trying to say this is what's going to happen in nullsec, this is what's going to happen in lowsec, and this is what's going to happen, anywhere
I'll
else.
say this. Hold on. The low sec thing is just I'm not entirely sure. There's going to be a couple of different fleets that I'm saying you will see these on. I'm not saying that you won't see people use little shit in low sec, but I think you will see some people using the bigger, more takedown stuff, even if it's for not people that always just want to run away and kite away. Again, there's so many different types of fleets for low sec. But regardless of low sec, I don't really care about low sec. I care more about
No,
what
low
they're
sec
doing
is
in low
all
sec.
kitey bullshit. That's the
Low
only thing
sec
that's
is,
fun.
I'm telling you, there's too much shit they have to worry about. And I'm telling you right now, majority of your boosts in low sec are going to come from having groups of dudes in these command destroyers jumping in and out of fucking range to give people shit. They're not going to have these big hulky fucking battle cruisers that have to be worried about keeping them alive. and that's what
You're
you're gonna
wrong. You're just straight
Yeah, you're
wrong.
wrong.
It's not the way it's gonna happen. Right?
I'm
This
sorry,
is
as a-
honestly the dumbest
a-
argument ever because
as a
I
Logi-
solo PvP in low sec all the time, and
Okay,
sometimes I
but
run into
you're
Cuddy
talking-
frigate shit, and sometimes I run into battleship
Oh.
stuff, and it's like ridiculous. So to say it's ever going to be one way depends on where you are, depends on who you're fighting. Everybody runs different shit.
I mean, you
Oh,
leave it
good
up to
night,
the
Avalon.
players.
Sorry to see you go, bro.
Shots
The
for
players will-
Avalon.
Take care,
The players
Avalon.
will
We're
figure
gonna do
out
shots for
different ways to do
Avalon.
it.
Avalon doesn't drink. I'm gonna do an ice cream sandwich.
Yeah,
for
I-
Avalon.
I-
I'm
This
just
is my
baffled that
problem.
BC doesn't understand that Logi ships actually
my
keep
God.
something besides DPS alive.
What?
Like, I'm
Okay.
sorry, we
No.
put tons of recons
off,
like,
on our
it
watches.
is-
The only thing we
it's
don't
funny,
have
man.
is
I
like
think a lot of
destroyers
people
or
are just-
frigs.
Are not
In large nullsec battles, Logi does not
Not
really.
even large nullsec battles. I go into like a 30-man fleet and I keep
the
the human on the
boosters you
watch
don't,
list.
but
well,
oh yeah,
of course
you
you
put all
do.
the
Okay.
you put all the special.
Like
we-
Jesus, like that's a support
we call them the
ship.
special
That is what these
snowflakes.
new
Of course you do.
boosters are
You
going
put
to
the
be.
S-
Support
Yes.
ships.
In a 30 man, you would put them on a watch list. In a 150 man, you
man.
probably wouldn't. I mean, if you're going into something
Not if
where
you
the,
have all the
where
Logi
the
on the
alpha
watch
now, I
list.
mean, they're kind of disposable, which is fine. They're command destroyers. They're going to die.
No,
as
not a
long-
command
you know.
destroyer. I mean like a battle cruiser or a battle or
Oh
a
yeah,
cruiser
yeah,
tier.
those, yeah, like an
Like you
absolution and
keep
stuff.
like
You put
oh,
those
yeah.
on there.
destroyer and below,
Yeah.
regardless of its role, does not get on
Now,
the watch
now,
list.
one of the things that needs to be said here, okay, because of course we still don't have certain statistics on certain ship stats that are coming out, right? We don't know. Well, what we do know is that what the number of fairy dust launchers that you can have on your ship, right, to be able to provide boosts is going down. So
Wait, you can't have like a full boosting ship anymore?
No, and in fact, command processors are going away. All right,
Delicious.
so those things that you put in your mids in order to be able to put an extra, an extra link on, are going away, and they are being replaced by rigs. Well, on Tech 2 ships, and boo. Well, and this is a big thing because on Tech 2 ships, that means you've only got 2 rig slots, so therefore it's only +2 on what you can put on there. So the days of the 6 link, off-grid booster ship. The days of the off-grid booster ship, gone. The days of the 6 link, gone. 5 link, gone. Pretty much even 4 link is probably going to be something that's not going to happen because, as we know with a lot of armor doctrines that are out there, if you want to try and put a damnation out there, I mean, those were reserved for T2 Trimarchs. So, I mean,
Well, that's kind of lame.
now, what does this do? This says for shield command ships, right, that you don't have to tie up your mids with the processors, but the overall tank of some of the well-known command ships, as we know right now, is going down unless they make changes someplace else, and that will be the issue with regard to battle cruiser class command ships being on field, is do they have the tank to withstand it? So we'll have to see what they come out with in terms of the statistics.
Don't you get it? This is the return of the Drake. The Drake is going to be the best boosting ship on the field.
Yeah. Well,
It's all about making the Drake
It may be.
viable
You know
again.
what?
That's
Hold
what
on.
this is
Do you
going to
remember-
do.
Do you remember when they took? Okay, all right. So the Drakes of yore, right? The Drakes of yore that went out in massive Drake fleets, and it was the
Perma-Drake.
ship of the day, right?
the Perma-Drake.
It had 7 launchers, right? And then when they nerfed it went down to 6 launchers. Okay. I don't know. Maybe what we see now are Drake fleets just with everybody mobbed up on fairy dust boosters.
Drake fleets, ancillary boosters, like it's going to be
So-
fucking sweet.
So we can bring our Drakes now. Awesome.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, again, this is a Brave New World, okay? And that's not like a Dunk Dinkle reference or anything like that, but because he's in test. But anyways,
Jesus Christ.
but, that was a joke. It was a joke. Jesus. Anyways,
I'm like-
but I do want to ask this question because we know what the basic premise of what they were trying to achieve was, right? It was bringing boosts on grid, okay? And the discussions that have happened over the years have been, predicated based on how would you just get them on grid? Well, they've gone way beyond just bring them on grid, right? I mean, we're talking changes from
It's a whole
command
mechanic
destroyers
change.
on up to Titans, all right?
Well, that's what I said. That's what the other part of what I said earlier was what Drake
Is it-
said was
is
nothing
it-
was getting them on grid, it's putting them in danger too. And that's what I'm saying. When you do have the boosting the command destroyers that jump in to do bonuses and try to warp off. And Drake said, "What if they do bubbles?" Again, the whole point is putting them in danger.
Yeah, I took one for Avalon, so.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Take one for Avalon.
That's what I was trying to say earlier, Dirk, was that they may have counter ways to stop those, but again, it's about putting them in danger too.
God, I half swallowed that one. It made my throat clench.
Where'd the other half go?
Like it was still in my mouth at the time, so it was like.
Oh.
I pan him up.
Oh, you kind of just like opened the throat and tossed it back like.
Ooh, ow, that hurt. Ooh. Anyways, okay,
So-
yeah. Anyways.
Look at that. Safe for
So,
following.
can I go on like a tangent here? Kind of
Oh my
why?
God, do you Rain,
Tangent
have a
away.
tangent on this?
Okay, so if you guys look at these two updates, they talked about when they introduced links, they talked about they wanted it to be more visual, to make more sense, to be more receptive to not only the friendly fleet, but to an enemy fleet or an opposing person, etc. And one of the arguments I had always heard about why links don't really make sense in the EVE universe, because everything, if you look at EVE, kind of has like this lore, this background, the skins, the like clothing types, even like when we have alliance tournaments or the MR championship, etc. It's all about the lore. They try to always connect it to the story. And even so, I'm kind of gonna jump ahead, but bear with me. Even when you look at the new cloning states, they have a lore reasoning. It wasn't just, hey, we're moving to this model. It's, hey, here's what happened kind of in the lore.
That's what they do
move
to
us.
make people feel better.
Correct, but one of the things I'd always heard for links was, because like it kind of goes with the hierarchy, it makes no sense. Like, oh, I have a friend in my fleet, so therefore I somehow get more armor. Like, how does that make sense? So now with the new boosting, like the way it's shown visually, kind of how like you don't really have to be in a particular place and how it kind of runs out, like it kind of shows that they're trying to like move it more towards like the lore, and they're trying to like make sense of it in this sort of weird way. They're like with the story writers, I guess. I don't really know, but I find that they didn't really introduce it here, but I always find that to be like probably one of the best cases for why links could have been removed. If you look at beyond all the technical aspects, all the bullshit of like the code, or all the, oh, this is just the way it's always been.
You have to remember that, and here's the thing, right? Because I am a proponent for I could give a crap if links existed in the game, all right? Just from the standpoint of, I think it's freaking magic, all right? Now, that works in a game where we're all running around as dwarves and, elves and shit like that, right? But in a space technology game, there are certain things that I can understand. There are certain things where it's like, it affects your electronic systems. Like, maybe something is being boosted that, gives it... Stuff like armor and stuff like that, has always, like, made me sit there and go, oh, please. But whatever, because this is an MMO RPG, and it has a throwback. I mean, as much as we don't want to admit it, the game has a throwback to, freaking games like WoW and Dungeons and Dragons and all this other shit, right? I mean, it's like when people think RPG, that's what they think. I mean, it's like you've got to have, space magic as much as you had to have magic.
I don't know about that.
And lore, you know what? You can craft it around whatever you want, because they can come up with some name, they can come up with some word that's like, oh, geez, look, it does this.
I just find it interesting that now it kind of all relates to the lore. Or it kind of makes sense. Like, yeah, we're in spaceships and we can go through wormholes and all this and that. We can use doomsdays to blow people up in passes with force fields or whatever. But like now, it can kind of all make sense of like, oh, this ship, its intent is to kind of help boost the other ship for whatever you said, electronics, or someone, I think I remember reading like it gains armor because it it's scrap metal on it, so it gains more armor or some stupid shit.
It gains armor or it gets the hose again.
But it's like it's really interesting how like now, like, because now as like a new player, especially like in our future talk, but like with new players coming in, like links really didn't make sense. Like when you explain links, like just the name itself makes no sense. But if you call it fairy dust or boost or whatever the fuck, magical bubble,
it makes sense
Buffs
in
is like
another
the most...
game that if
the names, no, the name itself, like
it makes sense in another game.
RPG type MMO game has buffs, and that's what links are.
It makes sense in another game that if your bard character plays his flute a certain way, that you
get
that's inspiration.
Buffs in every
people
game.
fight
So
harder
you have
when you got
high-skilled
music.
Players that can run buffs and links. It makes sense.
But what this does do, okay, and here's where I kind of want to drag this. What this does do is like a number of things. I mean, I think we are all seeing it now. If you're somebody who flies a capital, especially a carrier, a super carrier, or a Titan, right? you are seeing the fact that you are having to pay much more attention to that ship than what you used to. And that is another one of the things that is coming with this right here, right? Is that this is no longer this kind of passive, I just need to watch and make sure nobody tackles him kind of thing, off-grid booster. This is, I need to play this ship as a certain role in the fleet, the same way I would Logi. Maybe you're really good. Maybe you're one of those badass bros out there, or broettes or whatever, that like multi-boxes Logi or whatever it is, all right? Maybe you fly, you know, a light Dictor. Jesus. See, these people out there are not hearing the sounds I'm hearing in the background because Dunk Dinkle is playing like sound effects.
No, they're hearing it because it's,
Okay.
yeah, it's coming
bonus.
through
Thank
TeamSpeak,
God.
so they hear all the audio
It's
that comes
just
through
a
my
TeamSpeak
computer.
soundboard. It's the same
Yeah.
thing I have.
Cha-ching.
But now you're going to have to take much more time to focus on this. What I want to know is this, okay? Where I want to guide kind of the conversation is we've taken off-grid boosts on grid. We have created a range around these things. We've made it to the point where, you know what, you as a pilot are going to have to be focused on this role. It's great. We all want player activity to be kind of the focus of things. Have we gone too far? Is Eve ready for too far? Or is what we're going to get out of this, the people who were already good, a widening, what I'll call a widening of the achievement gap. The people who were already good at this stuff are going to be good, and the people who were just trying to get by and have a leveling of the playing field by these off-grid boosts are going to fall further behind.
No, I'm perfectly okay with the change. I'm okay with the change and the fact that it adds a dynamic to boosting instead of make sure you're fit right so they can't scan you down unless they have that one certain probe. I forget the probe type that scans down the booster ships, but it's like, and warp off to a safe, click your links and sit there till the fight's over. Like that, no one wanted to do that. Like the only people that were willing to do that is if they had an alt that was literally a link, a command alt. But now it's got a dynamic to the thing where it's an active type of ship. You're going to be flying with the fleet a lot of times, and even if you're not flying with the fleet, now you got to do this whole guerrilla warfare type thing, warping in and out if you're going to do what BC was saying. So it adds a whole dynamic to the gameplay that might make the role more fun to put. I think it'll be a niche thing like Logi.
It's
like
definitely it's a whole new role. It's a whole new role.
Right.
There's gonna be dedicated people who've trained into it, and it'll be a new fleet role with new skills, new tactics. And since it's new, there won't be this is the only way you do it, which is gonna be awesome.
Right, it's like people. Some people, it's just like Logi. A lot of people hate Logi, but there's that niche group that loves playing Logi, like flying Logi. Like that's they enjoy that. It's like a mini game for them. Like, whereas, well, hold on, let me finish. I'm almost done. Hold on, I'm almost done. But I'm just saying, like, so you're gonna have these people that love doing the command ship stuff because it's this interactive thing where, depending on their fleet and the situation and the enemy fleet is going to determine the tactics they have to use for this stuff, and they're going to have a whole bunch of fun actively flying these ships. So now you're going to get these fleets that people actually want to fly command ships instead of everyone groaning like, I don't want to do it.
Well, I mean, this was going back to what I said earlier when the whole shit broke out. Again, this is what I like about this is the variety, because I think, like I said, you may have people that start running, because there are people that actually run, battlecruiser fleets, absolution fleets, and stuff like that. And with this, how far they get to having all these modules. Now that you don't have them, you have less that they can carry, so maybe you get more out of them, like Dirk said with tanking and stuff. But again, if you're in a big enough fleet that you have, you could bring some heavily tanked battle cruisers for your tank. Maybe you do. You don't have to worry about it. But again, you also have to make that decision on if you have limited Logi, as your PvPers die while you defend your buffers, you're going to break that point where you just can't keep fighting, right?
But they're not.
So
Whoever's
you're
the
going
Do you
to
not understand how Logi works in fleets?
What?
PvPers won't die while you're buffing or repping the buffers.
The best thing in fleet is let the enemy split their DPS to 2 different primaries and secondaries. That makes Logi happy because our job's easier. If the enemy fleet is like hitting everything toward one target, we'll fucking keep that thing alive.
See, this is what's great about Eve. What's great about Eve is that it's just like what makes markets.
Why the fuck don't they do that now? Because it's stupid and the shit dies.
We do that now. We do that.
Yeah,
now.
It's called having
that's
an
how they do
alpha.
it.
If the enemy fleet has an alpha that is greater than you can rep and they just completely destroy the buffer on any DPS ship, there's nothing you can do to save it.
Right.
Right.
That's
The
why
worst
nobody
if you're
brings
not
their
breaking
fucking-
them, you just
nobody
wait
brings
for
their
people to
boosting
stray
ships
from the
on
path.
grid in the fleet with them. So don't sit there and tell me they do, because they don't.
People don't, but people have other support fleets. There's more than just a booster as a support fleet. You have the fucking Hugans. You have the fucking shit. I don't even know.
Fuck you,
Dictors,
fleet.
Scepters, Hicks.
Fuck you,
Oh,
fleet.
You have all
yeah.
this shit that supports besides just a fucking I don't even know a tornado just pressing F1 on the enemy.
No, hold on. We're not talking about
Like-
support fleets like that. I'm not talking about
No,
support. I'm
no,
talking
that's still in every fleet. A
about,
Lachesis, a
what
Hugan,
the fuck is-
anything.
Phone's ringing.
No, I don't know what the fuck it is.
All I picture is History of the World Part 1 where he reaches under his ass and the phone. Watch
there it
this.
I
is.
was gonna say that, but I was not gonna be a dick. So
I was wondering what that was.
Oh. Anyways,
I want to.
No.
I want to take Big Country on a nullsec fleet and see what happens.
He has
there's
to-
a
he has
lot
to
of
log-
people who
he
want
has
to
to
take
log in
Big Country on
first.
a nullsec fleet.
Yeah, BC has to log in
Pandemic
first.
Legion.
Oh my god, dude! First off,
Does
fuck off, I
PL
log
like
in.
is PL
Take
really
off,
bad
I
at
go on
fleets or something?
bullshit
Like
fleets.
like that's what I'm getting from this is that they have no support. It's all just a bunch of F1
No,
monkeys
you
from
say support.
BC's
Hold
description.
on, hold on, stop. This is fucking stupid. I'm not talking about support. I'm talking about when you're sitting there and you have Logi on the field and they're choosing you to rep. If you constantly have them sitting there focusing all their rep on keeping your boosting ships alive, then your other fucking ships are gonna die.
No, because
No,
if the
no,
lodges,
they
hold
won't.
no, hold on. If the lodges are having to focus on the,
Not the way it works.
if the lodges
my
are having
God,
to
dude.
focus
Oh
their
my
reps
God,
on the
dude.
boosting ships,
You know
that
how many
means all the
times-
DPS is going on the boosting ship, and they're the ones that need the reps and not the DPS
have you ever
ships.
led a fleet
Have you ever
where
been
you
yelled
can't
at?
break their logi and you're switching
you-
DPS from one
or
thing to another?
If
Have
your
you
Like,
been
DPS
yelled at
ships
when
are
someone's
dying,
like,
you're-
stop repping for bomb damage because then everyone on the fucking fleet broadcasts for smart bomb damage, and then all the lodges are like, well, who's actually dying? Who's
Yeah,
being yellow
that's-
boxed by the enemy fleet? Who's actually fucking
That's
dying?
the worst when you're in a fight and you're in
Really?
Logi and you see that one solo bomber just decloak and shoot a bomb and you're like, oh fuck no. Oh fuck no. The
everybody
broadcast
panics,
menu's
just
gonna
like
the
broadcast
broadcast menu's gonna
damage.
light up and people are gonna die. But no, like if your DPS ships are dying, then that means they're getting the damage and your boosting ships are fine. If the boosting ships are needing reps, then your DPS ships are not getting shot at and they're fine. Because the enemy
Yeah.
fleets are not going to be splitting their damage between 5 different targets, and if they do, they're not going to kill anybody.
Preach on, brother.
But anyways, I do want to get back to that question of, will this create a larger achievement gap between the ones who are good, between the players, the organizations that are already good, okay, that are already good at a couple of things. One, doing things, but also organizing people to do things, and the ones who are not.
But that stays the same. Look, the well-organized groups do well, and the poorly organized groups do poorly at times. As
Right, right.
someone who's been in a poorly organized group from time to time.
Right,
So
right,
that's
right.
really not
Amen.
gonna
But with the
change
level of
that.
complexity,
Amen to
do you not enhance that even further?
I don't think it's going to be a big delta. I think it does make it that other groups can bring stuff online if they don't have dedicated link alts that do all that crazy stuff, right? A lot of smaller groups can't pull that off, but they can pull off bringing a Drake.
I think you're gonna start seeing some crazy fleet comps going on. I mean, Eve players do some crazy stuff. So we're gonna be in for a treat.
That I agree with. I think that anybody who is right now, okay, and quite frankly, I don't care if it's anybody on this show, which we admit to not knowing a whole hell of a lot here.
Excuse you.
This is hold on. This is not
I
a
don't know
show
shit.
that is based on theory crafting at some super high level or anything like that, right? This is a show of people who play Eve from one time or another with this group, that group, small group, large group, whatever, and talk about what it is we think, kind of like from an average, just slightly above alpha clone level. All right,
Yeah,
but
this ain't no cap stable or anything.
no, it's not cap stable. I mean, this
That
is
rep.
not, it's not like that. But I think that even if we were some of the premier theory crafters out there, all right, I think for anybody to say this is how it's going to work out is purely talking out of their ass.
Well, I can say this for sure. It's going to be awesome and crazy, and the first few months are going to reveal some weird kind of, tricks people are going to play that they're going to have to nerf out later, but it's going to be awesome. The first few months, it's going to be crazy, which is what we want. We don't want it to be the same as it's been for the last couple of years.
All right.
But
Anytime a
what I
meta
hope-
shift happens, and you try to figure out the new meta. There's all kinds of, mistakes across the board on all the sides that happen, and
Yeah, someone's going to
I think
find
the
a
level of
loophole, and they're
complication.
gonna
I'm gonna
drive
go.
a
I'm gonna
freight
go
truck
back.
through it.
I'm gonna go back to pre the whatever you want to call it, World War B, War of the North lost, or I don't know, whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to that when somebody sat there and said, "Do you think capitals are going to come into play here?" And I sat there and said, "No, they're not," because we were a month out of the Citadel change, and I knew that the people who were good at using caps would be the premier ones for being able to use caps when they first came out, and the ones who just had the numbers but didn't really have the actual skill at necessarily were probably not going to be practiced enough at using them. Now, the war turned out the way that it did, and I don't think they would have used them anyways, but had it turned out differently, I still don't think they would have used them anyways, because you know what? They didn't have the time to practice. I think you're going to have the same thing here. The people that are good at using them now are going to be even better at using them and quicker at using them in the future. What I hope doesn't happen, and this is one of the things that we've had a problem with, whether it was Logi, whether it was boost ships, when you get into a fleet, and again, I'm talking here about major fleets. I don't know that it happens necessarily as much on the small gang level or anything, but when you get into a fleet and says we're not undocking until we get X Logi, these many boosters, that kind of thing. I hope that what we don't see here are fewer people undocking because they don't get them, because they don't have the people that fill these slots, because of the level of complication that's involved here. But anyways. Because, it's possible, right? It's possible that you're just going to have groups out there that are either going to have to choose, look, we don't go with boosts. We don't have them, but we still are going to play.
Well, that happens right now anyways.
Yeah.
You don't always go out with boosts.
I think there's a lot of low-sec people who will refuse to undock unless they can drag around their boosting alt or whatever.
yeah, I've a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
don't
the Imperium and stuff, like when they call out fleets, there was a lot of FCs that would be like, I need boosts, I need these specific, skirmish boosts here, this, that. And if they didn't get the boost, like, we're not undocking until we get the boost. So we either get the boost or we're just going to call the fleet off. And it's like, man, fuck the boosts. I know they're good and they buff us up, but fuck it. We have everyone here. If we're a little bit less strong, who gives a shit? Let's go. I guess it's because it's not, the SRP's not coming out of my wallet, so I guess I don't care, but.
Yeah, but that's the try-hard groups. They're going to do that, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to have fun and undock, as Brave does, like, if we get links, it's a rarity. It's a once-a-month thing, right? And this will make it so it won't be once a month. It might be twice a week. So I think it's going to be easier to get boosts for people into smaller fleets. Let's say 20 to 30 group. They'll have a little bit of boosts. It'll be more fun.
And then there are those people out there who, you know what, they literally want to be space bards, right? And this is what needs to happen in the fleets that they're in. They need to be forced to fucking sing. Do something. I don't
Yeah.
know, play the
Astro
You
Rock
are going to
guitar,
regret that.
whatever it is. Okay, if they really want to role play the space bard, then they should have to go all in.
We need Suez.
So-
We need Suez back.
I can see
Suez, come
Astarothi
back.
right now starting to sing in his little guitar.
Well, I fly the Command Destroyer, which is probably the only boosting ship that I guess is qualified with Scared Panda on Fridays. And in those fleets, we actually drink and have fun and whatnot. And I actually did play a bard in Final Fantasy XI. And I thought it was super fun. So that idea might actually be me singing to her on stream every Friday whenever she does her roams.
I'm gonna do a shot for my man Freelancer117 because apparently he
Freelancer.
contracted me something. Now it may be a Kestrel that my Alpha clone will fly. But I don't know. But I'm gonna do a shot. Hold on, let me load it up.
That's a gift from Germany.
I need
wait,
to load
wait.
up the Tito's charge.
I'm pretty sure Freelancer's Germany. I think I may have gotten that wrong. think I got it right.
Freelancer is
UK, I believe.
Oh, is you?
Yeah,
I know he's Europe, but for some reason I always think he's Germany. I don't know.
he did send me that shirt from what was it, Dirk?
Shots.
Shots.
Was it,
Shots?
what, Belgium?
Wasn't it for one of the? Was it Amsterdam?
Amsterdam, that's what it was.
Amsterdam, yeah.
Yeah, he sent me a cool shirt. My wife wears the shit out of it.
All right,
But
let's
yeah.
switch the topic to the most important part of this boost things and the most rage, which is about, of course, mining.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yes.
I heard there's
I don't
quite
think
a
there's any
rage.
rage.
Titan changes.
No rage with that.
I think there is. I think there's an incredible
think
amount
there's
of
a
rage
lot of
with that,
rage about
and I
it.
think
See, Sumi, I don't do shots, bro, because I drink the entire time.
nobody sees you, man.
He's
Like
responsible.
you don't say, "Hey, I'm doing a drink." Hey, I'm doing a drink. Hey, I'm doing a drink.
I know Grass is pissed off at the Titan change.
Okay, at the Titan change. Okay,
Yeah.
because if we all right, because again, Titans are shifting into this role where they are going to give wormhole-like effects, right? And wormhole-like effects, for those of you who either do or do not know, wormholes are pluses and minuses. They are buffs and debuffs. Now, some wormholes out there give debuffs that don't make any difference to the buffs that are being given. So no harm, no foul. It's all positive. Other ones, it's a mix, right? It's kind of like drugs in Eve, boosters in Eve.
Yeah.
See, this is the problem with some of these names. It's like they get kind of like, used generically, like fucking Xerox and shit. But I don't know. I mean,
I'm not sure why. He made a comment that he's pretty pissed off the way they're doing his Titans. So I was like, well,
that's because he's a Titan guy.
yeah. I mean, it seems interesting. I don't know. There would be something that I would find would be fun and useful to say. When it pops as guys, it might fuck us. It might not.
I think what they don't want is they don't want Titans being used by certain groups out there. As okay, guys, we're taking our Tech 3 Armor AHAC fleet in. Titan, come with us. Because it's not going to be able to give buffs the same way that something else would. That's all I can really think of is they don't want to overpower freaking Titans in that way, to where they're used as this undefeatable boost giver.
I think it also, because usually people have Titans in their home station, or not station, system, so that way you kind of have to, I don't know, I guess pick a fleet around the Titan boost you're getting. So that way, I mean, it affects everyone, but you can at least maximize it since you're going to be fighting and probably defending your own space.
But I think it's worth saying that, look, not only are they changing all of this, right, but the skills are changing too. There were some of us who were thinking, man, what's going to be the point of Wing Command and Fleet Command? And quite honestly, there's a lot of us who are still thinking, what is the point of Wing Command and Fleet Command? No longer will a fleet, your ability to get a boost, be predicated on where your position is in a fleet and do you have your boosters set up in the right places, right? It's whoever gets touched by the glitter. But
Can you stop calling it glitter?
I know, I'm sorry. Fairy dust?
It's like a space strip club or
It
something.
is. That's what it is. It's like a freaking wand, and somebody goes zap.
Mhm.
And
Just
if,
stripper
and if you're in
dust.
there, which is one of the reasons, because Rain said it before about how there's going to be this effect out in space, which they need to up their level of effect on space. They need to make it on par with freaking fireworks, and it
I
just needs
know.
to go poof.
It looks like
So we
really-
can get lots
Yeah.
of boosts from festival launchers?
Looks
Yeah,
like
exactly.
really annoying,
That's what
like
it should
addictor
look like. It
bubble.
should
I
look
like
like
that
freaking
idea.
fireworks.
Yeah.
It should look like chaff.
Ooh,
If
little
anything,
chaff
they would
flares
do
just-
like an energy transfer thing from the boosting ship to all ships being affected, not fucking fireworks and
No,
fairy
that's
dust.
boring. I think fireworks is way better than like
No,
some
because
stupid,
that
ugly
fits
Dictor
with
bubble.
them actually giving you something that makes you better, as opposed to a boosh of fireworks. If the boosting
Yeah,
ship
but-
actually
but
has
you wanna
shit
see-
connected to you,
But that's
You
what's
wanna see,
happening,
like,
though,
the
right? It's
range,
sprinkling
you
shit
know?
over the fleet, right? I mean, that's what's going on there. Because you're using ammo, you're using a charge, you're using something that fires out of something, and therefore sprinkles out. But whatever. The point is that shit. I think I lost the fucking point.
Right.
Honestly.
The point
Oh,
is,
shit.
is the Rorqual,
Too many shots already,
Rorqual
Dirk?
pilots are taking a fucking nut shot in this thing.
They're taking a
It
nut
doesn't-
shot in a couple of ways, right?
And if they want Rorquals to be something people fly, every analysis I've seen is they're not going to be flown because they're too vulnerable.
Why
Even with
would
the
you?
panic button, even with the panic button, the payoff isn't there.
The panic
I would
button
say-
is a way to die button. We all
Well-
know this.
A lot
A
more
way to
information.
die less
yeah, but it's
slowly,
about in a blaze
or
of
more
glory
slowly.
button.
Just
That's
been
what it should be
given.
called.
Just been given this one little blurb. I want to say it can't just be the Rorqual pilots getting pissed off either. I mean, you have Orca pilots. I mean, they're making this whole new ship that's going to be this command when I mean they already have that. It's called an Orca. I mean, it seems like they have two ships now that they really just.
They're also coming out with
I mean-
with an ore boosting ship, like besides the.
It's got no
Rorqual,
range. It is-
Bottlenose.
The bottlenose.
I wouldn't.
no,
I wouldn't
no,
bother,
the
I wouldn't bother
porpoise.
with that. No, it's bottlenose.
It's
No, it's the porpoise.
No, it's
So
Yeah,
yeah,
bottlenose.
porpoise. It was originally called the bottlenose on CC.
Oh,
They
they
now
changed
released
it.
the name as porpoise. Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm referring
That's
to right
I
now.
think
that's
the
even
thing-
more
there's-
look, the
stupid.
thing
Jesus,
that's
man, get on my
frustrating
level.
is
Are you gonna
the
be
last
mining with a
Vegas,
porpoise?
The Rorqual was asked about. The last FanFest, the Rorqual was asked about, and they said, "We're coming. We're gonna make it. We're gonna do it." And then they've done it, and it's bad. It makes the thing worse, which is really sucks for the people. I mean, every ship in Eve is made by somebody mining, and it sucks for those people. And I think CCP has to address it.
Here's okay, and I'm totally willing to like shift off into Rorqual, because I think there are two issues with Rorquals. Right? Is number one, with the whole fleet boost concept, putting them on grid, they are already more susceptible than what they ever were before. Fine, we all knew that was probably coming in one way or another. The fact is that these are also, in order to get the improved Rorqual boosts from the industrial array, you're going to have to go into that industrial siege mode. You'll be locked down for 5 minutes. Can't move, can't do shit. Unless they change something, because again, the Rorqual is the 4th dev blog of 4 that are coming out regarding this whole boost thing. So we won't know. Maybe they'll change something. As it looks right now, you'll still need to be locked into position, sieged up, to be able to give the extra boosts that come from that particular industrial array.
I mean, again, as I
I'll
say,
tell you how to
Industrial-
fix it. I'll tell you how to
industrial-
fix it. I'll tell you how to fix it right now. You
Don't
let
require it be
Rorquals
locked down?
No, you let Rorquals do Doomsdays, and it would be fucking awesome.
Okay, there's nothing
Like,
wrong
legit
with more
straight up
doomsdays in
Doomsdays?
the game.
Yeah,
So
why
I
not
see
to
this.
fucking let them do Doomsdays, man? And then if
Well, I
you
was
want to
like,
bring your
well, yeah.
capital fleet to gank,
Because
mining-
the things that are coming to kill your fleet, okay, are more than likely not stuff that a doomsday would be effective against. Well, I'm sorry.
Like
Well,
what?
whatever the
yes, there
fucking
are with all
Lance
the
one
array
is,
of
or the
doomsdays they have
Sweet
now.
one is, or whatever, give them something. Throw them a fucking
Well,
bone.
if
Come
you
on.
if you gave him a doomsday though, then all of a sudden you'd have this like, instead of dropping blap dreads to like kill fleets, it'd be like, well, we can doomsday with a ship that's like 4 billion, as opposed to dropping a Titan that's like 80 or 90 billion. It's like they just drop fleets of Rorquals, doomsday the shit out of stuff,
That would
and
be
then
fucking
if they all
awesome.
lost,
that would be the fucking best. in the
well,
world.
it would be awesome. Except it's like we can just doomsday and obliterate fleets like we would with a Titan blob, except our Rorqual blob is like, our entire blob is like a quarter the cost of a whole Titan, or like half the cost of a Titan.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
but
who
here's the
cares,
thing. Here's the
man?
thing. I don't know. I wrote my fucking Rorqual off a long time ago and sold it. I mean, because again, we had Fozzie on the show 2 years ago and asked him the same question: "What are we doing with the Rorquals?" And he said they're working on it. Again, I think the problem people, I think the things to be overlooking is the fact of they're creating this porpoise ship as a new industrial command ship when they already have that. That role's already filled by fucking orcas. It's a command. It's an
That's not
industrial
true.
command
That's not
ship.
true
No.
for people who are mobile miners. Okay.
Yeah, I don't use my
What,
Orca like
what are you
that.
talking about? What are you
No,
talking
because the
about?
Orca is literally one of the most immobile ships in the game, like just in terms of flying around. This ship is going to be something more along the line. The Porpoise is going to be something more along the lines of something that will fit with a Venture or shit like that. Maybe things that are
hold on.
going
Where
I
did
think
you
I just
see
saw
that
the
at?
best suggestion for a
because they're
Rorqual
going to be
Doomsday.
smaller.
Where did you see that
It
at?
fires all the ore out as a
Yeah.
space shotgun.
That would be
Fucking
awesome.
awesome.
That would be
Hold on,
so good.
hold on. Before you get to the ore
Just
shotgun,
peppers them.
where did you see there's going to be a smaller ship?
What do you mean?
Well, we have Sola Maximus, CSM member, in chat
Is he-
right now,
is-
and he
he's your-
says the porpoise is completely different. Yes, I
It's
don't know
gonna-
why he's referring to.
Wait, we're having a Rorqual and a porpoise?
Yeah, the
Like literally,
Where's
in
the
those
narwhal?
words he just
well,
said. Dirk's
and
right.
Orca. They're all
The narwhal's the tech too.
fucking narwhal. Get the fuck out of here.
Or let the Rorquals have fucking fighters and shit. That would be awesome too. I mean, give them some fucking.
Just make
teeth.
it a
Well,
carrier.
hold on, hold on.
Just make it a
hold on.
carrier.
And we haven't gotten to the full.
Yeah,
we
let
haven't
it
gotten
be
to
a
the full
fucking
discussion
carrier.
of
No, it's an
Rorqual, which I'm more than happy
industrial
to. Look, they're saying it's going to have a tank
Give
that is
people
like
a reason to fly. Just give
a
people
force
reason to fly,
auxiliary.
'cause right
Okay.
now there's no reason to fly them.
Well, they're saying that it's going to have a tank like a force auxiliary. We don't
Yeah.
know yet. Like we know right now that if you've got what is it, Command Industrial or whatever the hell it is, Industrial Command Ship 5 or whatever, that you can get an extra 100%. So basically, you can put out the deeps of an unbonused carrier or whatever, or under the old carrier system. 5 drones equal 10. shit like that, right? We don't know what the new statistics will be, be with it. Maybe it will have better defense as well. We know the tank is going to be better. We know its ability to rep other people will be better. We don't know the other things. But if they hit panic button is, you better literally have some people who are willing to get out of their ships and come defend you. Otherwise, it's just a way to die.
He's seen the whole. What size ship, based on the hull, is the Porpoise going to be?
Solon says it's specifically designed for mobile mining.
That doesn't mean nothing, though.
That probably
means
it does.
That totally means it's not a Rorqual or an Orca.
That probably means it's like more like a frigate or like a cruiser.
It's going to be a fucking command ship.
They're actually not that slow.
Hold on, I have to go find it.
If you had to compare it to the PvP ships.
No, hold on. So Tony actually linked me a picture of the Porpoise. I have to go find it, but
It's the Noctis hull.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it's a Noctis hull with like
green
green trim on it and stuff.
Yep.
That might be interesting. Okay, that's fine. Again, that's the whole point. I mean, they made one sentence about it, and that was it.
Well, it tells you that it's probably going to be smaller by the fact that, at least on this right here, right, that it can fit 2 command burst modules and it has lower % to mining form and burst strength and duration per skill level. So
I don't know what
it's going to be I'm looking at the dev blog associated with the entire thing regarding the subject that we're talking about right now.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
But yeah, the Porpoise, whatever.
So it's based on the Noctis hull. Beyond that, he can't say anything else. So CSM already knows that they're giving CCP feedback about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found a picture of it. Here we go.
And that's fine, right? Okay, but again, the Rorqual, the king daddy of these things, out in places that aren't high sec. Yeah, it's gonna be risky to bring that shit out there, and people are gonna have to question whether or not it is worth for miners. I mean, there may be some groups out there that sit there and say, you know what, we need to pretend like boosts don't exist anymore. This is what our yield is.
All right. So if you look at the skills needed to get into that, level 1 salvaging, level 1 science, or industrial level 1. So therefore, it is probably not going to be a massive ship.
No.
It is also only 859 meters long. So if you want to use that to compare it to some other ship that I don't know about, go for it.
It says command ship. It says right there, or industrial command ship. It's going to be like a command ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Orca's called an industrial command ship also.
It's going to be more for high sec, that bottlenose. Or Porpoise, goddamn.
Or in a place where you need to freaking GTFO quick, where you need to be able to move fast with your fleet, or and if your fleet is like Ventures and shit like that. But
mining, but now we have to talk the important stuff, which is how are people going to get rich with the boost changes? All those links out there in hangars, the blueprints. How are people going to get rich?
They're going to get rich by having a bunch of free accounts mining for them.
Yep.
Hold on. We're not there yet. We are way not there yet. It is 9:59 p.m. and we need to get there soon. But we are way not there yet. Look, overall, let's go around the horn just to kind of wrap this up here. Overall, what does everybody think about the changes that they have proposed thus far to boosting? I'll just start it off. I think that it's overly complicated, but I think that that's the path that CCP is going down in a number of ways, and we either have to adapt, not fight it. I think it's overcomplicated, and I think that it is going to create a disparity between the people who are already good and those who were just trying to be competitive.
I like it. I think it's going to make things interesting. I'm not really a booster or really worried about that stuff, but I think it'll be interesting.
I like it in the fact that I don't think it's overcomplicated. The mechanics are very simple. I think the implementation of having pilots use it effectively could be kind of complicated, but that's the same for every ship out there. Like any kind of combat strategy that you're going to go and employ is going to have a level of complexity to do it efficiently.
Drayden.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No,
I'm just saying. So it's like I think the complexity is in the implementation, not in the actual mechanics. So I think it's fine because it allows a skill level to amplify it, as opposed to someone just being able to jump in it, do it, and they do it well. So it's going to require skill. So I like it.
Drayden, do me a real quick favor. I want you to get Sullen into the channel here because he's got stuff to say. And yeah.
Sullen. All right, let me grab him.
Look, if you got what guys want
Sullen
an opinion,
Maximus.
RCRLB reads all the blogs and all the fucking changes.
So I
They
think it's
don't.
going to be crazy awesome. I want some skill points back from my fleet command that I devoted so much time to,
Doubt
and fucking
that.
death to Kitey bullshit.
I think the skills are gonna like transfer back around to like bonus percentage and stuff like that.
No, they've announced
They'd
the
have to.
bonus. The bonus
Really?
is just a little bit of range for fleet command. Fucking whatever 12 or 14 times skill. It's not commensurate with the investment.
Yeah.
Now, see,
Well-
RCLB just sat there and said, you know, Dirk, it's already complicated. They're making it complicated in a new and different way. I'm just
Honestly,
not.
you'd want to pull him into TeamSpeak and have a chat with him later.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I get that. I mean, it's it's kind of hard to understand because right now it seems all pretty freaking simple to me. And there's a whole bunch of goddamn people out there that have alts that are able to do this that will not be doing it in the future.
All right, we got Sullen now.
Let's see.
How's it going,
Yeah.
guys?
Hey, what's up, Solomon? Yeah, just let BC go here and then jump in, please.
Well, go ahead, Solon.
Yeah, I actually still had to say from when I had my interview on this show.
Oh, did you win that?
Well, obviously.
Those of you in the backing of the show, of course we did.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Reigns ready next year on the
That interview. I'm sorry. I was thinking back to the Scooter McCabe Scam Fest.
Yeah, no.
No, but
Yeah.
Reigns ready next year for CSM on the Open Comms ticket.
I'm not running for CSM. I'm trying to do the AT.
So I can't really break down much for the bottlenose. I was just gonna say though, I think
It's the porpoise.
sorry, yeah, not the bottlenose, the porpoise. I mean, I think that once you see like the stats when they get released, you're gonna kind of understand why it actually works really well. Also, keep in mind it's kind of an entry level booster. So it's gonna have low requirements. So like for guys that don't want to train into the Orca, they can start off with like a couple buddies with low skill and still be able to boost and mine effectively.
Okay, but
That's-
now that you're here, now that you see, well, it brings it to me. It makes it even a bigger point. Is now you have this like a more versatile, more usable ship that is not necessarily always in danger. You know, even brings to the point of what do we need the Orca for, really? I mean,
Well,
the Orca was
'cause,
decent, but not
Keep
great.
in mind, if you look at the way like command destroyers work, they boost the same as command ships, but not as effectively.
Well, sure, but I mean, even we would an Orca doesn't boost nowhere near like a Oracle does. We took the lesser boost because it was more agile and could get in and out of belts, but we needed it to. So I mean, and you could use it a little bit like a hauler. I mean, it's got a little bit of space on it, but I
Yeah.
mean,
And I know, and I understand what you're saying. All I can say is wait for the dev blogs talking about the mining stuff when it comes out.
Does that
All
come
I
out
can
with
really-
the industrial array info, or when does that come out?
I'm not actually sure when they're releasing it. I believe they're going to be releasing. He stated in his dev blog that was the first one, followed by a couple more, specifically to mining and stuff. And when
Okay.
the Oracle stuff comes out, I believe he'll probably, if I had to guess, release stuff on the Porpoise and stuff like that. And I can understand what you're saying, like, and I see what you're saying, given the information you have. Why you'd be like, why would I ever use that ship? That's a piece of crap.
well, no.
But-
I mean, I want to use this shit. Stuff like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my
Yeah.
thing has always been, I personally want every ship in this game, no matter what it is, to have a reason and for someone actually will go use it. It just,
Like
it
for
just
example,
their
let's say
time
you
ships
wanna-
just don't fit.
Yeah, let's say you want to go into a low-class wormhole and mine right now, gas, or anything actually for that matter. You can't take an Orca in. It doesn't fit. It's actually too
but
big.
You can take a porpoise.
Exactly.
Sure.
So that's just one scenario. The other thing too is that if you're thinking about like mobility, an Orca, it sits there forever. You can bounce the crap out of it while it's on a gate, whereas the porpoise is not. You'll probably be able to warp that away. Again, I'm not giving any stats away, but you can look at that and say like, all right, so it's much
Okay.
more mobile than a freaking Orca is going to be.
I'll
It
give
can
you
go
that,
a
but I
lot more
hate when people
places.
use broken mechanics as a basis for a decision.
It's
Think of
not,
Buffy.
yeah. I
Buffy
think-
shit on this game. I mean, I get that. But that's just bullshit mechanics. I mean,
Yeah.
it is. You're true. It is a thing. I'm not denying that. But I mean, again, I
the
just
other
hate
thing is
that.
consider cost, because as the
Yeah.
Porpoise is obviously not going to be as much of an Orca is.
I do want to throw this in there to RCLB out there. He said, Doug McGurk, I'm just saying, you're saying it's overcomplicated, but this game is Eve. I'm not saying
Say
it's
the rest
over.
of the comment. Say
No,
the rest
say
of
the
it.
rest of it.
Here's your Rubik's cube.
Here's
Go
your
fuck
Rubik's
yourself.
cube.
Okay. I'm not saying that it's overcomplicated for Eve. What I'm saying is I think that they may have created more complication to it than was necessary to achieve the original objective. But they're always and we'll get to this, I guess, in the next topic in a way.
Anal
they're
Fister, thanks
always
for the
sort of
follow.
overshooting some of that stuff.
See, in some ways, like, yeah, for the way it was before, like, we all understand fleet mechanics and that's the way you got to set up. You got to also consider for newbies what makes more sense. Like, you got to position people in a fleet or something just goes boom and everything's boosted in front of you. Like, oh crap, everyone's got something now.
Well,
Yeah,
I
always liked. And I'm sorry, BC, I don't mean to cut you off there, but I always liked the idea of fleet hierarchy. Okay,
it was military.
But hold on. But I don't think that it was ever utilized properly for this game. And I think that one of the ways that it was, what wasn't utilized properly was in things like fleet warp. I mean, you didn't allow any real reason other than boosters for your squad commanders or your wing commanders or even your fleet commander, because it tended to all be controlled from a central point. Everything else was just kind of was a relay of something else where they didn't have to do anything to relay it. So there are certain areas of complication that I think that they add in, and then there are certain areas where I think that they completely miss kind of a cool aspect of. I think that squad commanders should be required to do more. Now it feels like they're not going to have to do, like, there's no purpose in them at all, because none of those skills that they pass down, none of the ones from the from the wing commander
pass down they pass down
no,
their.
there's none of those skills that
There's some default
revolve
ones.
around that anymore.
Oh,
No, they still have some
Here's the
default
thing.
ones.
I've said a long time ago, years ago, I brought up the idea. I mean, I like the idea of the way that the fleet hierarchy was, because it's just how the military is. You have your platoon leaders, you have your squad leaders, you have
Killamar, thanks for the follow.
You have the chain of command that goes up, and the problem is they never really utilize that in the game, because your fleet commander goes out there and declares something as your next target. That broadcasts all the way down to the very last man. Whereas, to some extent, what it really should do, and you know what, Canadian, you're active military, right? Let me ask you this: should it not really be?
I mean, I'm active U.S.
okay.
military.
Okay, that's fine. Kale, you too. Your fleet commander will be your top general, right? He says, we want you to go invade something. He gives you the more generalized idea of what's going on. And as it gets broken down to the chain of commands, your wing commanders, your fleet commanders will then be given targets, who then give that to their squad members. And so, in the way that this game would be, I'm just saying, and the way that this game would
direct your fire at coordinate.
Your squad commanders and wing commanders will be the ones that would actually say primary target is this, and they would be getting their information from higher up as well.
Right.
But they really utilize
Big,
that.
have you ever fought in a big nullsec fleet battle? That's the most insane
Oh my god!
thing I've
Fuck
ever
yes,
heard.
I have. I didn't, dude.
Well,
of course
obviously
I
not.
have.
If you're suggesting the fucking squad commanders have to relay messages about who the primary is.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, that would be
Wait,
badass,
wait.
though, wouldn't it?
Hold
I mean,
on.
we would take,
Oh, that'd
take
be a
the idea
nightmare,
of Alpha
though.
out of this game, would we not? I mean, the
It would.
idea of
It would be a nightmare.
250-man Alpha fleets out of this game, right? You would mitigate to some extent, which is one of the things that is really bad about big fleet battles. Is it's all about Alpha nowadays.
I agree with Dirk's kind of saying what I'm saying is it would create situations where you actually have to have smart people running your F1 monkeys. But no, I also agree that no, it does kind of create a situation of some pure chaos amongst the ranks. I'm just saying that had they run this like a true military type hierarchy, that's what you'd have.
This
Let's say
isn't
that's
real
what
life,
they do.
though. That's the thing, right?
But that
Are
actually.
you sure?
might
Are you sure this isn't like real life?
No,
Because I can
there's
make
a lot of people that
I can
treat
make a
this
lot of
like it's
parallels
fucking
to
real
this
life,
game that
but
are
it's
like
not.
real life.
And
Well,
here's
you
the
gonna
reason
say
why
Kale?
that.
Okay.
Here's
I
the
know
reason
people
why
who
that
die in
doesn't
this game.
fit as like a model is that there's people that play this game 24/7, but if you want to model it off a real life thing, you have to have people that like come to work and do Eve for 8 hours a day, and that will
Yeah,
never
but-
happen.
Correct.
So what I
Solon,
was
can I
gonna
ask
say-
you something?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the armored warfare, so you have armored warfare as a link, and then you have armored warfare specialist, which allows you to use links. As far as I understand, armored warfare and shit is changing, which is passed down through fleets, regardless if you're in a link ship or not. Correct? Like that is what people in the AT use because that extra 10%, because it's 2%.
It's all gone. It's all gone.
Oh, I thought that was still available,
No.
and it was actually passed down through squad
No.
commands.
All right. Well, what were you gonna say, Kale?
So what I was gonna say is if you actually had it like that in say in like comms, or if you had it set up in a way where The squad leader talks to his squad, and the squad leader only can talk to the team leader above or the platoon leader, so on and so forth. You might actually find some interesting thing happens, because in real life, that's what happens is I'm only talking to my squad leader, and I might not have direct access to the platoon leader, so we might not have full coverage and eyes on what's going on or hearing what's going on all the time. But good, interesting things and fun things happen out of spontaneity and out of lack of the full view,
Right. There's something in it's in PlanetSide 2 as well, but I just don't really see it used as much there. But back when I played PlanetSide 1, they have the in-game comm system, so you don't have to use like TeamSpeaker or Mumble or anything like that. And it was structured that way that there was squad chat, platoon chat, outfit chat. With outfits is like a corp or guild or alliance or whatever you want to call it. And so it's like you have these different levels of chat, and it's in that game you would your platoon would act as a whole, so you'd have like a whole objective, but then like the squad, sometimes the platoon commander would be like, okay, I want squad A and D or to go hit that, squad B, you're going to watch this backdoor squad. And so he would divvy out the overall commands to them, and then they would divvy out their commands to their own squads based on their own situation, but instead of clogging up comms, it was on their own squad comms. So it was actually really fun, because it kind of like mirrored that like real command structure type of information relay. But the thing with Eve is everything is you don't necessarily, I mean you kind of do, but like, you don't have all this stuff going on when you're in a big fight and you have the big group. The FC just wants the overall primary to be relayed to everybody as fast as possible, because quicker,
it's much more fast paced.
Quicker action means
it's
victory.
10-12. It's 10-12. I want to leave enough time for the next topic, but I am also going to invoke birthday privilege, and I'm calling reverse tie-dye on shots.
Oh, so is that like
Birthday
rapid fire
privilege.
shotting?
Take 'em faster.
I'm getting low.
The fuck
but
is birthday privilege?
it's a thing here in the States.
Yours is
Sounds
next
like
week,
bullshit to
Casey.
me.
It's
Mine
because
is
we have
the week
freedom.
after.
It's because we have
Because we
freedom.
have freedom.
And you will
It's
not
your
see me on my birthday because I'll be
It's
doing
your
other
birthday.
things.
You get off work early.
is on
You get a
Thursday.
blow job.
Mine's on Sunday, actually.
It is, but
But-
you get birthday privilege next
As a-
Thursday.
As a final
No,
thing
it's not my
on
birthday.
as a final comment on, and I'm giving people out there time to load up shots out in the audience because I'm not going to type it in fucking channel. As a final thing on the whole booster thing, look, I think overall CCP has done a bang up job here. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but I think they've done a bang up job here of creating something entirely freaking new. I mean, they've literally taken booster code, which was the equivalent of pause code, and turned it into Citadel code. We'll see how this plays out.
Since it was my turn to finish it off, I'll finish off by saying.
Go ahead, finish. The rest of us are gonna do a shot. Shots!
I think they're trying. This is what I said earlier on the radio show. Okay, man. I think they're trying, and I'm not sure if it'll work. I'm not sure if this alleviates a lot of the bullshit of upgrading. But I mean, again, it's going to, like you said, it's definitely a new and interesting way to do it. The problem is, as with other new and interesting ways they try to do things, it doesn't always get a fair greeting, I guess. So we'll have to see how it turns out. I'm hopeful for it. I think it's interesting.
People must think it's fine because they're not calling it Fozzie Boosts.
Fozzie bursts.
Fozzie Bursts. There we go.
Oh.
If it was bad, people would be calling it Fozzie Bursts.
my.
And you know what? Who knows? 3 months from now, they may be
gotta
calling it
say-
fucking Fozzie Bursts, but who knows?
I'm a little disappointed in one of our longtime listeners' current statement. I'm just a little upset.
Long,
It's
long,
just
long time,
Buck
short
Schreiner.
time?
This has
Buck,
been a great
Buck.
episode of Talking in Stations. Come on, man. What,
See, no, you know what he's saying? He's saying
He's
we're
saying that
talking
we're
too
actually talking about
sensibly.
Eve.
Yeah,
We're actually discussing Eve.
Our sensibleness
yeah.
to drunk is it's skewed, which I agree. Which is why I went into reverse tie dye. I thought we needed to call reverse tie dye on this. So so we're gonna be doing them every 7.5 minutes at this point.
I'm gonna run out in the next.
we won't
30 minutes
we won't
then.
prepare. Wait. We won't prepare for the show. We won't set up any kind of structured show platform.
No
But we
notes.
will set up the drinking set every 7
Exactly.
minutes.
That's true. That's right. That's
Exactly.
right.
We don't normally do homework for any of this fucking shit. It's just whatever. But we are oh my god, we're running out of freaking time. We only got 45 minutes left, and I know that this is one of those things.
Clone state.
It is Clone States.
God.
We went with the
play.
first
Single
topic
play.
first because that was more cerebral. This one here is, I think, more emotional for the game.
It's
The
okay,
idea
Dick.
of
If you
Clone
need to
States.
cry, you can cry.
I know.
It's okay.
Look. You know what? We'll do our crying at Vegas.
Yeah.
Those
If-
of us,
if you need a
those of
shoulder
us
to
who are
cry
going
on,
to remain Omegas
Rain's
in
right there.
Vegas, okay, can cry to like CCP devs. Those of us who are planning on becoming alphas, you have to go to the back of the line. Look, it's going to be the back of the bus for you people. All right,
I'm gonna
we
have so
understand
many-
that you
Omega
still want to have an
bus.
attachment
So
to this
many
game.
alphas.
All right, there are going to be so many alphas, and I know that you want to think of yourself highly as an alpha, but it's not alpha in the same fucking way. Okay, we've got a reverse thing going on here. It's like reverse tie-dye. All right, Omegas will be the top of the heap, alphas will not. But CCP is instituting what a lot of people out there are calling free-to-play, what some people are calling limited free-to-play,
Some people
when in
calling
fact
single
what it
play.
is freemium.
I wouldn't say that.
I would say
say-
premium because that implies that it's
Uh,
a free way to get premium stuff.
I was
No,
gonna
it's
say
a
Technically-
free way
I-
to get a little bit more than what you got before.
I see what you're
I'm
saying by
calling it what it
freemium.
really is. It's still just here's Eve. You can pay a subscription, or you can try out our trial.
It's
It just doesn't
extended
have-
extended
It just
trial.
doesn't- yeah, it no longer has a time restriction.
it's
on
not
it.
even as good as the trial period because the trial period you could train for stuff
Oh,
that I
yeah,
don't think
yeah,
they're gonna allow you
I
to in the
mean,
alpha.
I
It added a
disagree.
little bit
I
more
disagree.
restrictions to it, but yeah.
But
it's
who
still-
cares? Hold
it's
on,
a trial
hold on.
period.
You may have been able to train. Okay, and again, this is another one of those things where we need to back up and not rush into it because maybe, just maybe, there is somebody listening to this freaking like broadcast or the eventual podcast or whatever who has no idea what we're talking about. They've just gotten to Eve. This is something where what they will allow players to do. Okay, new players coming into the game, this is going to be the new player experience. You're going to be able to come in, you're going to be able to not have to pay for an unlimited period of time. You're going to have a controlled, limited skill set that you can train into only within the race you choose. And this is one of the reasons why, and unfortunately, I'm sorry, Mr. Hyde couldn't be here tonight. He wrote an excellent article on Crossing Zebras that I think people need to read. But you're going to have a limited skill set that is going to be racially biased towards the race that you choose, okay? That is going to limit your forward-looking opportunities. I agree, okay? It's going to disenfranchise you from flying Caldari ships if you're a Galenti pilot or things like that. I agree.
Falcon Vapor. No, I don't believe you can extract from alphas. Only implant.
No, you cannot
No, you can't.
extract.
No, you can. You can
Oh my god,
implant, not-
that is like an advanced Clone States conversation right there. All right, but on the basic side of things, you're basically gonna be able to come into this game and have an unlimited period of time to just kind of dabble.
Yep.
Dabble in a lot of the things, but in a limited skill set kind of way. So that's expect. And if
So
you're a veteran and you decide to unsubscribe, you will default to this as opposed to an unsubscribed cannot access the game of
Yep.
Eve standpoint.
Now, any of your
So here's the deal. Okay, so I've played a couple of games that have had the different types of counts, like what they're trying to do. And you know, again, when you look at this, okay, real quick, two things, real fast. World of Warcraft is real good. They put it like they used to have a 21 level trial. You play it all the way up so you can hit level 21. Every particular weeks or months, whatever, fine. When you hit it, you were done. That's the same thing they're doing here. They basically restricted your access to a certain amount of skill books you can use. Once you train
certain
all the
amount
skill
of
books you can use,
items.
you're pretty much done. That's it. You pretty much capped out. To go farther, you need to activate your account. Now,
But
go
you would
ahead.
think at that point they'd be able to figure it out. Like, okay, I've been playing this for 3 months. I've skilled all the way up as far as I could.
That-
Do I want to go further?
well,
And that's great.
that-
That's what it's for. Because when you used to have the 21 day, you know, you would get 10 days in and realize I got 10 days left. And you look at your skills, you go, oh, I really want to train this cruiser to such and such level. It's gonna take me 3 days. I only got 10 days left. So they got rid of that shit. But what they've done
Yeah.
is, and this is why it's not free to play. This account restricts access to content.
Tie-dye
Okay.
shots. Reverse tie-dye shots.
For the first time.
Beep beep. I'm
Um,
a Jeep.
What and the reason it's not for the restricted content. Other games that have this kind of
there's a lot of them.
they don't restrict your access to content. They restrict your access to ease of play, so that you know you can't do as much trading, or you can't do as much interaction with other players like through the mail system, or your storage is reduced, or
Well, hold on. There's a lot
yeah.
of games that have this same type of model, maybe in more extreme type of situations. But if you look at World of Warcraft is free to play. You can only now if you don't pay, you can only go up to like what level 10 or 20, and you can only like you can't use the like. So it's like it's like that restricts content because you can only go so far.
But
Which
again, that's just an extended trial. That means you can play it for
right, but then you have Arcade.
up to a
Arcade is
certain-
free to play, but you can't own a house. You can't. There's various types of things you
That's
can't have in
access.
Arcade.
That's not really. I'm not talking about.
That's
they don't
content.
re-
The whole
they don't
house building is
restrict
content in that game.
Yeah,
Hold on,
think
wait.
content is content. Either way you look at it.
What I'm saying is, you're not being restricted by saying you cannot go to this place and go kill these things that interact with the people there. I'm not saying you can't do Again, you can't do everything in the game, but again, there's a difference between saying you hit this peak, you cannot go further in the game, and saying that you can go further in the game, you just can't get every little thing that the game has to offer. And that's what I'm talking about. And that's the ease of the game. For the most part, with what they've done here, they have put a barrier to where you cannot go any farther. Most of your successful ones that have actually done this, they don't put that barrier to where you get to this point, certain period, you can't go any farther. They just have roadblocks along the way that say, okay, you can't do more than this many trades a day. You can't send more than this many mails a day. You can't have your inventory is limited to this amount of slots, and stuff like that, to where your ease of play is reduced. But in the end, you can still keep going. And that's what I'm saying for Eve. I think that's where they're going to have to go if they really want to do free to play. Here's a lot of other stuff going on with that.
Here's my take on this whole thing. It's fine.
I just want to throw something out there to the people who are on the show that are not regulars every week. Literally, if you want to disagree, you do not need to disagree agreeably.
Right. But here's the thing.
Do not feel as though you need to hold shit back.
Yeah,
I'll chip in whenever he gets done.
I was just gonna say real quick. It's fine because it's like you said, it's kind of like a trial period because you're going to be limited. I think they threw a number out like they're thinking about 5 million skill points. They're going to limit you. They're going to lower the rate at which you gain skill.
And this is one of the things. It is not a 5 million skill point cap. Okay, but the totality
it's just a cap
of the
on
skills.
that they allow you to get
of
at
the
level
skills
5.
add up to about 5 million.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's no cap. Okay, so the amount of skills that they limit you to when you get those all to 5 is going to be close to 5 million. But you're going to train skills slower, and obviously because of the skill set, you're not going to be able to use everything in the game. Now, you will be able to go everywhere with whatever ships you can fly, but here's the thing. Like you said, BC, the trial period, you get like 10 or 20 game days in. That's, with the game as complex as Eve, that's enough to learn some of the mechanics, but it's really not enough time to learn the game itself, whereas this will let new people come in. They can try it, and if they want to keep going at it, they don't have to be like, oh, well, trial period's up. I don't want to spend $15, so fuck this game. They can keep playing and get more used to the game.
I mean, again, I think this is a good start. But as King Max in the channel said, if they really want to go to free to play, they have to come up with more ways to make money. That's why I'm saying this is not. We're nowhere near ready to go just pure free to play, because again, they really need to start getting these other sources of revenues online first. Whether it's the Orb store and stuff like that. So I mean, again, I was talking to Elise today. Elise came on the show a while back when we did the if you could change something about Eve, what would it be? I mean, Elise was right there with me. Elise is also a big proponent of getting Eve free to play, in the sense of it's actually free to play, and they make their money off of skins and the Orem store stuff and whatever else.
It's funny that you say that, but I seem to remember an event that happened a couple years back. I think it was called Monocle Gate, which is essentially the exact thing that everyone revolted against, and that's the the problem is that if they go full free to play, like, where do they stop? Do you want to be paying like real money to get rattlesnakes? Do you want to pay real money to get like pirate faction ships? The problem is that the Eve player base basically does not want to have to pay for all that.
The Eve player base already pretty much stepped up and said nothing of context in the game, just appearance stuff and frilly shit. That's what they've said they wanted.
So, as somebody who plays with new players a lot, probably more than anyone else here, the biggest concern of new players when they log in a trial account is, how can I fucking flex my account? I'm stressed out about it. So instead of having fun,
whose fault is that?
Instead of having fun,
I'm going to ask you right now. You're with Brave. I'm going to ask you right now. Whose fault is that? Giving the misconception that new players can remotely do that. No,
Bitter
it's not
Vets.
Bitter Vets. It's not Bitter Vets
YouTube.
bullshit.
That is YouTube's fault.
It's not just YouTube's fault. Whose fault is that? You're with Brave.
Sorry,
Tell
let me
me.
finish my
mine.
fucking thought. Let me finish my fucking thought. So, when they come in, if they're not under stress that they gotta fucking earn a fucking billion ISK in the first 21 days, they can take the time to enjoy the fucking game, and some
Yes.
percentage are going to get hooked, and they're going to be the ones that subscribe. Now, some people are going to play it for 2 weeks and go, these people are crazy, and they never were going to be EVE players, and that's okay. But the stress of people when they come in a 21-day trial is, I gotta fucking earn a Plex. And then all they want to talk about in comms is, how do I earn ISK? How do I earn ISK? And it's not fun to earn ISK. It's much more fun to go shoot, pew, pew, and do all kinds of other things in EVE. So I think CCP is making a brilliant choice to let people play the game and enjoy it and not stress about subscribing. And then
Yeah,
if
but
they get the hook
and that's
in you,
kinda-
But whose
and the hook
fault
is
is
deep.
it? Whose fault is it
Uh,
that we
you
have
know,
driven
Dirk,
these
tell us.
brand new players? Okay, because I'm going to tell you right
I
now.
think that's a brand
back-
new player thing.
No,
Like
it's
think
not.
of any
It-
game
it
that
is
you
not.
can't play
It is
unless
not.
you sub.
Rain, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you right now, okay? Because I was there when
Whose
Plex came
fault
out.
is it then?
Okay,
No,
when
'cause there's a
Plex came
fucking
out, when they
countdown
were
that says you
when
have
they were
19
270
days left,
million
you have
ISK, when they
18
were
days left,
300
you have
million
17
ISK.
days left.
Well, it's what it says. 17 days.
It's not anyone's
hold
fault.
on.
They're
It
all-
It
Well,
is.
there's a
It
fault.
is. It is
It
the
is.
fault of some
Because
people
it
out
says
there
you have
who came
17
up with
days
schemes
to pay
that
for your
sat there and
account.
said that new players, if you can do this over the course of the next blah 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 number of days, you will be able to Plex your account for free. Okay.
Yeah,
And this is one of the problems where we have got a bunch of people out there who think that, you know what? Oh, if I just do this, and then Plex kept going up and it kept going up and it kept going up because you
That's
know
what
what? This is
people
a game that is
have to
driven by
sub if you
supply
wanna
and
play.
demand.
No,
It doesn't matter
no.
if you're a new player or
It
not.
has
If you
nothing to do
can't
about
afford
whether
to
or not
sub,
you
You have to
want
sub
to.
to
This
play,
has to do
period.
with this has to do with supply and demand. But we had people that were out there driving this goddamn like bullshit. All right, that you'll be able to fucking do this forever, and it was not true. It
Come
was
play this
never
game
true
I
from the
played.
fucking
Come play this
beginning.
game I
Alright,
played.
you can
You
go
can-
be you
hold
can
on,
go
wait,
be
wait,
mad
hold on.
about those
You-
people,
No,
but
look,
the new
you
people
said
are
it.
going to come in and
The
they're
new
going to be
people-
able to have fun, and they're
Hold
going
on,
to
hold on, wait, here's the
Right,
problem.
right, and that's one of the
Okay, wait, hold
problems.
on.
get hooked.
But you said new people come in and then they say, "Oh, I got 14 days to pay to somebody." You have 14 days to pay for this or not be able to play no more. Just like other games. It has nothing to do with plexing it. The fact that somebody at some point told you as a new player, "Dude, come play this game." You know what? What's cool about this game? If you play it enough, you can actually make enough in-game money. You can
Okay.
pay for your own account with just playing the game.
So you're saying that the problem was word of mouth?
No, I think what he's saying, the biggest problem is that this is one of the only games left when you look at a lot of other
There's-
games out there that
okay.
literally you
This
have
game,
to
this game is a
subscribe,
Wait, hold on.
or you
subscription-based
will
game
not
that,
play.
The
that
problem is
CCP
when you
turned into
give any
something that
new-
other games out
Hold
there
on.
like
You
WoW.
know, the problem I'm saying is when you have any new player having some sort of expectation that at any point soon they'll be able to Plex their account is retarded.
But
Now,
that's
if you wanna
old.
tell them that you
That
can
is
do
an
that-
old story. That is an old story, and I'm going to be completely honest. Okay, that is an old
It
story.
still takes
I
a
feel
billion
bad.
discs.
I feel bad for the players that are coming in thinking, you know what, I can play this game for free because I'm going to Plex. But we have moved on into a new goddamn generation of things out there that have learned that Plex costs roughly $1 billion, and you actually have to put some fucking effort in to be able to do it other than just leveraging alts
Well,
in
no,
the
but
game.
he just said he plays with new peoples all the time, and new peoples that do this the old trading thing
Reverse.
were worried that I got
tie-dye.
14 days to sub my account through a Plex. When you don't, you just have to sub your account. How you choose to do that is up to you.
Well, see that. Well, I agree that the fact that like when people say that, it's like if the person that wants to trial the game can't
Drink
afford
people in the audience.
shots. If the sorry the if the
Reverse
person that's
tie-dye.
if the person that's trialing the game can't afford the $15 a month subscription, then yeah, they're gonna have to find a way to make that much money, and that's really hard that early.
Let's forget about, but please, for the sake of the freemium model or the limited free to play or whatever you want to consider, let's forget about the idea of I'm a new
Flex.
player coming into this game, who wants to find a way of being able to play to pay. All right, let's talk about the idea of I'm a new player coming into this game. Do I want to continue with it because I enjoy it, or do I want to not? Right, because
And-
that is the biggest
Right, but the
And
barrier
difference-
to
the
entry in
difference
this
is-
game.
The difference is, you know, in 5 to 10 minutes whether you like Overwatch or not. You know, in 5 to 10 minutes whether you like Battlefield or not. You know,
Well,
in 5 to
apparently
10
it
minutes
takes
if you like
2
Call of
hours
Duty
to
or
Listen,
beat.
not.
nobody doesn't
Right?
like Battlefield.
Eve takes
2 hours.
Right.
Everyone,
exactly.
it takes 2
But
hours in Eve.
It takes a week or two to decide whether you could fucking even understand Eve, let alone do you want to
Yep.
play it. And that's
Well,
the difference. That's
we
the
took a
difference
poll on
between
a show a while back.
Eve and all the other fucking Team Fortress 2 and all that other stuff, right?
But here's
That's
the thing. Here's
difference.
the thing. You say this. You play with new players. Now, here's the thing. This is true. We took a poll kind of thing a while back on our show, and we basically asked the listeners, how long did you, in a sense, okay, I'll just generalize it. You know, when you started this game, did you pick it up and keep playing it, or at some point did you say fuck this game and quit it, and now you've come back to it? And the majority of the people,
Right here.
a huge majority, said
This
fuck
guy.
this game, and then they ended up coming back to it for some reason or another.
Yeah, that was me, man.
No,
That was
I-
me.
I'm
did it
one of the
so
rare
many
few.
times.
I did the trial account and I played for 4 days and I was super into the space thing and I was like, after 4 days, like, you know what, fuck it, fuck the rest of this trial period, subbing.
I started my character in 2006, and it took me probably a half a dozen times, if not more, before I finally said, you know what, I'm in.
I
I
think
had
I think the
family
first time I
trying to-
got Eve was on Steam, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on, and I probably didn't touch it again for like another year
I mean,
before
yeah,
I got
I'm
on the
just saying
trial
that-
account.
I think a lot of people, they try this game, and it's so overwhelming that they just give up. And either through friends playing it or whoever, told them initially, or they see it again, they try it again. They give it a
Because
go.
this
and-
game is like being born in Africa with no parents. You know what I mean? Like they just fucking
What does
throw
that
you to the
even mean?
lions with
Wow.
no one to look out for you. But that's
I was
what it
gonna-
is. Like the learning curve is non-existent.
I was gonna say, so one of the things you got to consider is also the gamer base and those that are up and coming to game now. You guys are talking about like, I started back in 2006, which doesn't seem long ago for us, but keep in mind there's people that are starting the game now that were like freaking 11 at that time. So
Oh, yeah.
Don't
The
say
problem-
things like that.
the
Ugh.
problem,
God, my
though,
daughter
is,
was
like,
6,
let's
bro.
say you're a young
Golly.
gamer now.
Why are
and
you
you're
bringing up my daughter?
Let's say you're
Not
a
this
young
again.
gamer right now and you're picking a game that you want to play. The problem with Eve before in a
doink.
subscription style is that, yeah, someone might play, but like one of the things that they ran into problems with is that people, younger gamers now starting, don't want to start and invest into a game that they might run the risk of wasting a month of their time and then they can never access again, short of paying money.
Plus,
Uh,
the game's speed itself doesn't really
Well,
cater to the
yeah,
younger
that's what I was
audience.
gonna
Like
say.
people
Right.
like fast-paced games, like people like CS:GO, people like COD, Battlefield, stuff like that.
true, but the
Yeah,
Then
problem
you
you
throw
though
a
is
game
that
like
you
Eve
can't
in their
crush
face,
that
like-
candy in here.
And it
Yeah,
is
I
an
mean-
awesome game, but it's just
and the
people
feel
have
like-
no attention span.
I
Well,
feel
that's
like
why-
I feel like we're either A, dumb, or B, always restricted on time. All right, but when we get down to talking about shit like this, right, it is always about they're trying to make up for the fact that this is a game that's been around for 13 years and still trying to attract an audience that isn't freaking niche. But
But you can't attract a non-niche audience without changing the core of Eve.
Well, that's
'cause
what
the
they-
no,
core-
and
why
that's
I
the,
think-
and that's
I
the
think
problem
these
because
changes they made
this
are good
isn't your
because-
average game.
Well,
We
well-
all recognize that.
Because hold on, this is what I'm saying. I'd like to. Why I personally think this is a good start is because they've done something that again, Eve has an initial barrier of entry because it's unlike any other game out there that I can think of where it is a passive progression system. No matter
But
how
it's
much
not even
time
a
you
barrier because it never
It's-
speeds
hold
up.
on,
It
no,
just slows
it is
down.
a barrier because a barrier to entry because no matter how much time you invest in this game, no matter how much time you sit in front of your computer playing it, no matter how much rocks you mine, no matter how much shit you kill, the thing that matters most is not affected, and it's just generic.
That's not
time.
true, though. That's
It
not
is.
true
It is.
because now you can make enough money that you can actually inject if you want into your
Okay,
character.
okay, we're talking. Let's not again talk about play. Let's not talk about high dollar kind of middle of the game kind of content. Let's talk about early game content. You're right. At some point, you should be able to make enough money that you can speed up your in a sense the main thing of time. But let's just talk about entry level stuff, okay? Whereas other games, you can go start WoW, you can go start Diablo 3 or any of these other RPGs, and if you sit for that first weekend you're playing and you don't leave your fucking chair, you might max level your dude that first weekend. So I mean, I think that getting rid of the time is definitely a benefit. I think there's some more stuff they need to do, but I think what Dirk was getting at is they basically are throwing this game out there and hoping that of the 50, 100, or 200 people that get hit in the head with it, maybe 10 pick it up and try it.
McGurk Jr. shots?
I don't. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if they're necessarily
we got
throwing
Miss
it out
McGurk
there.
too.
I think they're just analyzing. They got
They're
feedback.
like,
and
oh,
they asked
this
people
is
why
the
they
nerd's
stopped playing.
life. Oh.
McGurk hangs out. Miss McGurk hangs
I
out
know.
with us.
I
What are all
know.
these McGurks
Oh,
doing?
Sometimes little McGurk.
I've met Miss McGurk.
I think that's the new promoting thing. Why are they not letting? Hey, we'll pay. Have your kids take this to their friends. We'll pay for your accounts. Okay, I'm fucking yeah. Do it. Just kidding, Dirk.
What are you doing, Cam? Shots.
Oh look, there's little McGurk.
Yeah, she's been here.
You know, I feel so much more appreciated now that I don't have my braces on.
Your braces. Man, what is with these adults and braces? Did y'all not have good families when you were a child?
No, I had a horrible family, but the army pays for it, so might as well have braces.
You can't knock adults with braces.
can't
It's like, hey, they're fixing their
Sure,
teeth.
your childhood. Come on.
It's like, I mean, like if they didn't get braces as a kid and they get braces as an adult, it's like,
And
what are they
granted,
not
the
supposed to
Army
wear
does
them?
pay
Just
for
have
braces,
horrible
but
teeth?
It's like some mechanic that claims to be a dentist.
But
I think you gotta be like certified to do that, but okay.
Is Dirk
Not in the
talking but
Army.
not talking?
he's talking
Is he not-
to his
Oh my god, I'm so
kid.
bad. I'm so bad. I was
I thought you were just talking to your
Too
kid.
many keyboards and too many monitors.
I thought.
Is that your daughter?
Yeah, Dirk.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
daughter.
It's so,
Wait,
it's so
Dirk,
bad.
Dirk,
I mean,
Give
look,
me your headphones, Dirk,
I'm gonna be
headphones.
honest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm
Give me
like
headphones,
no
Dirk,
crazy
Dirk.
comments about my daughter or anything like
No,
that.
no,
you
no
know,
crazy
but
comments. Hey, Dirk,
Yo,
give
we
me
should
your
go to
headphones to your daughter
Vegas.
for a second. Give me your headphones to
she's
your
not
daughter for a
coming to
second.
Vegas.
She won't go to
Damn it.
Vegas. He won't let her go to
Don't
Vegas.
do it, Dirk. BC
Never
wants to talk to your
go.
kid.
Yeah.
Don't let
Don't-
him.
don't-
Don't
do it.
fucking
Tons
do
of
it.
times. Dirk, let your kid have the headphones for a second.
No, don't do it, Dirk.
No.
It's a trap.
Why, Dirk?
Admiral Akbar says.
It's a trap.
Uh-oh. Now we got trouble on the line.
Hello.
Hey,
Trouble.
hey, young McGurk. Now, I have a question.
Hello.
Did you absolutely feel weirded out at the beach with your nerdy dad this past holiday?
No,
You
he
win.
didn't act like a nerd at the beach.
How did he treat your boyfriend? Did he threaten to shoot him?
Oh my god.
No. He was really chill with my boyfriend.
Oh, word.
Yeah, he's
Did
kind
You
of
have
just like.
boyfriends?
That was an act.
He's
We
kinda
all
like
saw his
so
Twitter
bro.
posts.
Dude, I told you, Dad.
So
I told you, Dad. You know what you need to do? Anyway,
Did you know your father calls himself the situation?
no,
calls
do you know that your
Bravo.
dad
He
runs
calls
it? Wait,
He
Hey,
calls
you know
himself
Dirk's
the
gut.
situation.
wait,
He's
hold on.
not
Before
the
she leaves.
situation.
Hey,
He is
little
the
McGurk.
situation.
There's a
You know that-
situation.
Hey, little McGurk.
There's
you know that your
definitely a
dad,
situation going
Hold
on
on
there.
a second.
But not
You know that
the.
your dad runs it in your face all the time that he's got more followers on Twitter than you do?
My dad has a lot of Twitter followers. He rubs it in my face and he says that you can't follow more than 50% of the people that follow you.
Oh shit! It's like he's got Twitter rules. You can't make it look like you want to be followed.
Can't
Oh
do
my
those follow
God.
games.
Well, you don't
where
want to
those,
seem
like, bait
desperate.
follows.
If
Well,
it's-
yeah, you don't want to
It's
seem
like Twitter
desperate and
dating.
like if you follow less people than who follow you, it makes you look more popular.
It does, yeah.
It's like that saying. It's like, oh man, you don't want to be the first person to a party because
Why
that
you
looks like
giving
you
away
actually
my
want to be
secrets?
there or something.
Like I
Would
don't
you-
follow that rule. I follow more people than that
So
follow
basically,
me.
what you're saying is, anytime people are like, "Hey, yeah, you follow me, I'll follow you." Oh yeah, man,
Well,
sounds
the
good.
thing is,
That's not happening.
But what about you, little McGurk? How does it feel to have a superstar for a dad? He's famous somewhere.
Well, I mean,
Super famous.
he's not famous enough to the point where my friends know him.
Oh,
Not yet.
Not-
Thank
not
you.
yet.
Yeah, awkward. If
Once
my friends
he
knew him, I
becomes
would,
free
like,
to play,
oh my
he might
God.
be.
Like, what if my friends watched him on here? I would be like, oh my god, I would kill myself.
Well, hold on. But do you ever hear
You'd
anybody
be
in
so
school talk
cool.
about Eve or anything
She's
like
not
that?
broadcasting for
Broadcast
reps. So
for
people who are,
reps,
like, thinking
McGurk
that
Jr.
out there. You don't need to call anybody. Like, don't swap my house.
Have you heard anybody talk about Eve and be like, "Hey, my dad plays Eve"?
No.
So I have
But
a
like,
question.
no,
I
in
have
front of
two
my
daughters.
friends,
I have
he'll
two
say,
daughters. I
who's
have two
talking?
daughters, 18 and 20, and I'm gonna ask you because they won't give
Oh,
me
you-
a straight answer. Is dad's wearing cargo shorts embarrassing when you're in public or not?
No,
No.
cargo
Cargo
shorts.
shorts,
My
man,
dad
they
wears
have
cargo
utility.
shorts.
I love
though.
cargo
Those are
shorts.
Cool.
Totally have
You can put
cargo
all your
shorts
shit
on
in
right
your
now
pockets.
because you
Are
know
young
what?
girls.
They hold shit.
Yeah, they
You
got
don't even
pockets
use
for
them
everything.
for
They got
that.
pockets
No,
for
wait,
everything.
Khaki
Not as much
shorts are the
shit as a
in thing.
fanny
You gotta
pack
remember,
is.
cargo shorts were cool when Dirk was a
Cargo shorts
teenager.
are khaki. Khaki's a color.
Yeah, you need like salmon shorts. And, like...
Salmon. That's like
Salmon.
pink.
That's fucking
Wait,
pink.
Drake,
Mm.
where did you
Yeah,
get that
it's
picture?
preppy. It's
It's a-
preppy.
it's a
That's
light-
like the new
it's a
in
light
thing.
Oh,
floral.
the picture on the
No,
stream.
that's terrible.
Yeah, how'd
Oh
you
my
get my
God.
picture?
That was you can thank Lieutenant Dan Extreme for that one.
Fucking Lieutenant Dan.
Hold on, let me look.
Holy
Yeah, I had the Fabio picture up there for a while.
Wait,
if you're listening,
someone
hold on.
just said cargo shorts are gay. They are correct.
Wait, hold on.
Cargo-
Little
cargo
girl, hold
shorts
on,
are
little
not
face.
gay.
Whoa,
Lieutenant
I'm
Dan,
not
if
gay.
you're listening-
And I
And
love
you're
cargo
also
shorts.
fat.
Lieutenant Dan, if you're
Literally, her dad is totally freaking.
Lieutenant Dan, if you're listening, could you give me the
Well,
link?
I can't say shit
that-
like
that
it.
they made-
like when
that
you
that
talk
guy
about
made.
gay, you can't say it.
Hold on
in
a
front
second,
of
Dirk,
kids
you're just
nowadays.
talking. Hold on.
Hold on.
All right, I
Well,
got another
maybe you
question.
could,
Another
but like
question.
you
Shut
can't
up, shut
now.
up.
Hold on, just a
I got
minute.
a
Lieutenant
question.
Dan, please.
Or
in the
you,
chat.
you
Hold on.
can't now, but
Oh my
like,
god, dude. I'm about to answer.
you still
What
should.
if dads wear Lululemon
I'll get the link,
shorts?
BC.
Is that cool?
Ooh,
or not?
Lululemon. That's kind of. I mean, that's
When is
What
Dirk
even-
McGurk going to
What
be
the
back on headset?
what does it
'Cause I have to
even
ask him a
mean?
question.
Lululemon's like an athletic brand that's really overpriced.
Nah.
Yes, but
Yeah.
is it if your dad was wearing it, would you feel better or worse than cargo shorts?
I'd feel the same.
Wait, when you turn
You-
21,
Lululemons and cargo shorts are the same?
No, but like I would feel the same if like I don't like cargo shorts. Like I
What
don't
if
like.
you
I wouldn't approve of my dad wearing Lululemon shorts.
What if you wore a fanny pack?
No, fanny packs are not okay.
I am.
What?
Hold on, time out.
Hulk
Tomorrow I'm
Hogan
getting
wears a fanny pack.
Lululemon freaking leggings, and I'm wearing
Dad,
them.
I want a
am.
pair. They're $100. I want a pair.
No,
Oh,
no,
wait.
but I'm wearing them.
Wait,
No,
Dirk,
no, no.
Dirk,
oh my god.
is Dirk
Oh my
wearing
God.
is Dirk wearing yoga pants? Is that what he just said?
Okay,
No,
so
Stand
he
up,
said he's
stand
gonna,
up.
he said he's gonna
Hold
go
on.
get a pair of
No, you get this
Lululemon
one.
leggings.
I thought leggings were
Dan.
yoga
Lieutenant
pants.
Dan, if you can please post the link of the guy that made that shit for Eve Radio for my picture, please.
She's gone. She's
I
gone.
know you got it.
I
No,
am
no.
to-
Dirk,
I am
Dirk, when did she turn
I am
21?
totally disproving of children who think that, you know what, men like me should not wear Lululemon leggings. That is bullshit. We should all have, like,
You're
you know.
a man.
Why don't you say it like
You're not
that?
a teenage girl.
Oh,
She was like
it's
so
bullshit. Okay, if,
disgusted. Like
if
you're a
I
man.
can slip a pair of
Thinking like that.
Lululemons on, you know what? I should be able to, like, house mom, like,
Wait,
any of those
You
yoga
can't
girls.
assume
Look,
his
look,
gender.
hang on.
You can't assume his gender.
Yeah, don't assume your dad's
He's got a
gender. Let him
point.
be what he wants
So-
to
Oh
be.
shit.
Why don't you let
Dirk,
me
you're making the
self-identify?
critical-
Why won't
Yeah,
you
he's
let
Oh
me
my god, it's causing
self-identify?
mustache.
He's gender
It's
fluid.
true. This conversation's
I'm
going
sorry.
south.
She's
by
a
the
Trump
way.
girl. She's got to go. She's
Wait,
gotta
did you
go.
say
I
she's
know.
drunk?
Dirk, Dirk, Dirk,
Go.
Dirk.
You're not gonna
What's the
go
other
take
one?
your
Hillary?
phone and not build a
Oh
wall.
my god, wait, look
Go.
what I did today. Because me.
Wait, did you say she's drunk?
Dirk,
Did
Dirk,
you
when did
say
she
drunk?
turn 21?
Like in 8
I'm not telling
years?
people when they can find her at a local bar.
No, you can
Yeah.
find
You
her
said
at
she-
Vegas because she should come hang out with me.
No, she
Along with
is.
your wife.
She is not Vegas age.
No, literally,
what you-
I
Oh
will
my God.
win this game before she ever has the opportunity to show up in Vegas. I will win, not like in the way that they. She wants to come to Vegas so bad, so
Oh, I'm sure
bad.
she
You have
does.
no idea. Okay, but I will win this game before she ever has the opportunity to show up in Vegas. And I don't mean the new win, which is basically like we all win, right? Nobody can lose this game. Winning in the future will not be winning because you will become an alpha alt. You will just devolve.
Whoa, all right, we're back on Eve now. Sorry, hold on. I had to get
Oh.
that.
I had
See,
to ask
exactly.
Dirk a
That's
question,
what
though.
Reverse tie-dye shots?
Dirk is fucking
I
good
have a
at.
question for
I'm gonna do a
Dirk,
shot
though.
right now. That's what I'm good at because you
Dirk,
know what? No matter
Dirk, have your
where
daughter
I
do a
am
shot
with the
with
drinking
us.
game, I am still fucking legs up
Wayne.
on the bitches in this
Wayne,
game that
no.
host podcasts and shit like that. They can't hang at this late at night.
Oh, Dirk's legs up. All right, I've seen it.
I have been legs up. Legs up is hard, but it,
Oh,
like,
boy.
you just do it. You roll, man. You take your fucking Logi shot and go.
I did see that video from IC Vegas with Jay McClain. That was pretty hot.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Dirk.
Oh, you
Yeah.
saw that one.
Now that was actually
Oh, I did.
Drayden was actually
You
Drayden was
saw
actually the
Dirk.
videographer.
I was the awful cameraman that kept laughing
Dude,
obnoxiously.
the best part of that was Dirk said Alvin Kane would be in 2 socks society.
Ready, shots.
The problem with socks
You
is
lose
you
your
always.
left sock, you got no say in this society.
You can't
Sock
see it, but I just
privilege.
took it.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey Dirk,
CCP Logic Bro
Yo,
wants
bro.
you to wear pants.
what's your take on how like all of Eve was saying that they wanted old goons back, when old goons is like beep beep I'm a Jeep and absolute assholes?
Wasn't that?
No.
I think it was just
Nobody
Darius
should
wanted
ever
that.
want anything of the old whatever back in this game. What they should want is more of what is current in this game.
Yeah, but you
Like
know
seriously,
as
even
well
if you
as
were a
anybody
goon, even if
that
you were a
people were
member of
like-
the Imperium, and I have a serious look,
But you
I'm
know
in
as
PL
well as
now, but
anybody
I have a
that people were
serious
like,
strong
"Oh,
connection
new
to the old
goons
Imperium.
Are shit. We need old goons back and blah blah. Like you must have heard all that talk.
What
going
OG
on.
stuff? The OG stuff? The OG stuff, like it was so far back. And look, I like him. I do. Okay, He's a good guy, okay? But you can never, whether you are a fucking adult and you decide to go back to that amusement park that you thought was fucking cool back when you were a kid and all that kind of stuff, it can't happen. You go back and you are ultimately always disappointed in these things.
I don't know. I think Old Goose should come back. I like Beep Beep, I'm a Jeep.
Well, no, that would be great. You know what? If you can make it like it was and still impress the feelings upon the people that are in it, that would be great. But that's not what happened.
But look, it was even on Reddit. RCRLB brings up a good point because this was all over Reddit. Reddit was crying that Old Goons, that they were fun, quotes unquotes.
Oh,
I don't think that was fun for anybody.
Forget Reddit because Reddit.
You can't forget Reddit.
The Reddit. Hold on, I'm going to tell
Johnny
you.
Pew in
I'm
chat,
going to tell you
boys.
why to forget Reddit. Okay, because Reddit was
Hello,
never
guys, it's
there
Johnny
for
Pew.
the history that built this game.
Okay, but
Reddit.
people that are on Reddit were there
That's
for
right.
Original Goons.
No,
So you can't discredit
well,
Reddit. Got
you know
it.
what?
Reddit wasn't
No,
a forum
actually,
when
they
Original
got
Goons
banned.
was there.
Like a lot of them got banned. Okay.
Okay, but granted, a lot of people that are there were there for OG Goons. And so, yeah, Reddit wasn't there, but a lot of the people that run that site and are on that site were. So you can't discredit Reddit.
I can discredit Reddit because you know what? Historically, they weren't there at the time when, you know what, the shit was cool. So they therefore don't really have an idea of what made it a good thing at the time.
So you think it's dumb that Reddit's crying for Old Goons when Old Goons was like
fucking
scamming
cool.
new players?
At one point, Zima was cool. Bacardi Ice was fucking cool. Rumples and James fucking wine coolers were cool. You know what? They're not cool anymore, and there is no way possible that you can make them cool now. All of these things adapt. All of these things evolve. And that's why we are where we are
answering
today.
the question that people on Reddit were crying for Old Goons. Now you're saying they don't know what Old Goons was.
No.
I don't think
because
people
they don't know, they can't cry for what what was old.
But they were.
Would I sat there and cry for fucking I don't know, Andrew Jackson era goddamn politics? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. In today's Trump age, maybe. But then again, probably not. All right.
So you think Goons should keep pushing forward and doing like the new thing as opposed
Let
to reverting
Goons
back to
do
being
what they
dick?
want to do. Let the fucking Imperium do what they
Dirk.
want to do. They've evolved.
Dirk, so I know you went from Goons to PL within the past year.
He wasn't
So how
Goons.
does it feel, Imperium to PL in the past year? Or Imperium to PL.
Yeah, I
in the
was
past
never
year.
a legit goon. I mean,
So
seriously.
how does it feel to not be invited to the Goon party at this upcoming
Oh no,
Vegas?
he'll get a
no,
ticket.
No, number one, Rain, and I know you're fucking trolling me right now.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
Right?
He'll get his black
we
card.
all know that if I don't get a fucking ticket to the goon party at fucking E-Vegas,
He's
which I'm gonna be honest,
busting
I'm gonna be
past
straight,
those
I'm gonna be
bouncers.
straight up. I'm gonna give you two things right now. Okay, number one, the
You
PL
can pull a
party,
graph.
the PL party, the Pandemic Legion party. Okay,
Been there,
for
done that.
E-Vegas. Okay, for E-Vegas is on Friday
Been
night.
there, done that.
Which I'm going to totally
been
tell
there.
you is on the night of the pub crawl, okay?
That's
I
their
am
dinner.
one of those people that want you to come to the pub crawl because the pub crawl is the thing where we all bond at as
Right.
Eve players without any of that other bullshit that is
Group
associated
10.
with who you think your fucking tribe is other than Group 10.
Group 10.
I was thoroughly.
On the other
disappointed
hand,
that,
what happens like in the after moments, like when we all get back from a pub crawl, when we all get back from the party on, Saturday night at the top of the fucking Rain, give it to me. Name of the club.
Chateau.
Chateau.
Okay. What happens after that is a completely different fucking story. And I'm gonna tell you right now, my entire E-Vegas comes down to this. Okay, I could give a shit if people from the goddamn Imperium think I'm a goddamn traitor. Whatever. I can tell you right now, I'm gonna be at the goddamn fucking pub crawl
They let Grath in,
instead of
they'll
the
let Dirk
PL
in.
party or dinner or whatever
Wait,
the
are
fuck
you
it is they
admitting it
happen.
now?
What's that? What's that? What's that? What?
Are you
What?
admitting it now?
Admitting what?
The turncoating.
I
They
don't
got
get.
no
There's
fucking
no
turncoating
traitoring.
bullshit.
The war was over.
I'm gonna
The
tell you right
war
now,
was
I am
over.
with the players of this game. I am with the players of this
Triggered.
game. I don't buy into any goddamn allegiance to shit. I will fight for the people who I am with in the Pixel video game, but I will drink with all of you. We will drink like motherfucking professionals.
I can tell you right
and
now.
let the goddamn rookies who play video games for Space Pixel knowledge fucking reap their minus nothing.
Yes. Johnny P was asking, what is this
Thank
show
you,
about?
Matt.
Honestly,
You said it.
oh, Johnny Pugh saying, "What is this show about?" Honestly, the show is normally a drunk fest.
Johnny
that-
Pugh, don't you even
Like, he
feed into
doesn't
Johnny
know.
Pugh because
Hold-
Johnny
no,
Pugh
I'm-
knows exactly.
I'm
what the fuck
feeding
he's
into
doing.
Johnny Pugh right now. I'm feeding.
Now you fucked up.
Yeah.
Now you fucked up.
But,
Literally just took a hit off the bottle, so you know what? Fuck
Oh,
it.
that means Dirk's toasted. No,
No,
the
because
show's
y'all are behind the
it's not a
reverse
drunk
side
fest, but like
bullshit.
we've
I
been
need somebody
on
to keep time.
we've been
I didn't
on
hear
point with
Paul.
Eve tonight, and it's been an Eve
It's-
topic all up until about 10
Oh.
minutes ago.
We barely
No,
talked about
it
the
should
close
still be.
state.
It should still be.
Thank
I know
you.
you. all.
No,
I know
it's
you all
Alpha-
took
Alpha
like
and
10
Omega.
minutes
You
to
guys
convert-
do know that there's no slot after this, and it's just me. So go as long as you fucking want.
I know
Okay.
you
We
guys
got
wanted
10
to
minutes, we can
convert
close up.
over into
We need to talk-
into oh god, my daughter and wife showed up and shit like that. But
Well, I
I'm
gotta
going to be
finish this
totally
Counter-Strike
honest.
match, so
This
go as
whole
long as you want.
freaking free to play thing is totally something that needs to be totally considered because there are a number of things. Look, I think this is going to be great for this game. Okay, I really do. I think
Dirk.
this is something. Go.
You're getting ahead of yourself because while we do
Because
want
you
new
totally
people in the
didn't talk
game,
about that at all while my
while we
daughter
do
was
want an
on screen.
extended trial, we do need a revamp of the new player experience with CCP Ghost, who is going to Vegas with us. We'll be talking about, and hopefully, I'm calling it now. It will hopefully come out soon by the November patch.
I love all of you, like relatively newbie, kind of.
I'm a newbie?
Love all
I'm
the
2.5 years
things.
old,
Oh,
Dirk.
You know what?
That's deep.
There's going to be
So deep.
There's going to be a time in this game when we refer back to kind of the Obama period of Eve. Okay. When,
Do you remember
when,
that one time?
Yeah. Do you guys remember that time when there was like hope and change going on across Eve? Yes, I do.
we can.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, we can.
That was
okay?
before my time. I was
No,
born into
no,
the
it's
oppressive.
Not before your time, Drayden. It's
Was it?
literally the time that you came in.
Well, then that's just what I was used to.
But here's the deal.
But I was oppressed by the Russians, so I didn't know any better. I was just
probably.
used to slaving away, toiling on the fields, saying "Yavoy, comrade,"
Suka Bliat.
"Suka Bryot," "Rossiya Shverde," "Nasha Shemaja." Rossiya. I used to know, like, oh!
They literally have.
This
the
is my jam!
best anthem in the world. But
Where's
anyways,
he going?
okay.
I was looking for my hat, but I can't find it.
But, oh my god, go find your hat, bro. Tell
Oh,
your
shit,
brother
let me
to go
get it.
Your hat. Anyways. Shit, god damn it, you people make me lose shit. I lose stuff. I lose time like Roy. Paul Sullivan, what do you have to say? Seriously.
About
I mean,
what?
are
About
we
what?
coming there or are we not coming there?
About what? What are you talking about?
That's why it's so bad.
All right, so
I
we're
just
coming
came
on the
back
last.
from the fucking bathroom, man. What are you
Wait,
talking about?
What? Oh,
We're on the
did-
last
did
5 minutes of the
shots-
show.
Did shots happen or not happen? What just happened?
So everyone
And?
pour a shot because right now we're super stoked for the season 2 of Stranger Things that has been confirmed by
Oh my
Netflix.
God.
Oh my
Granted,
god.
it's
It's
not
even
until
coming out anytime
2017.
soon.
I know, but like we can still be excited,
Dude,
okay?
did
I
you
want
see
to talk
the?
about
Did you see them on
fucking
Jimmy
White
Fallon?
Walker Hodor. That's what I want to talk about.
Did you see the cast of Stranger Things on Jimmy Fallon?
I did not, and then I did not hear about
girl,
Hodor.
The little girl rapped Nicki Minaj like flawlessly.
I hope so if she's an actress because she's gonna be able to speak
she's,
well.
And she's British. Did you know this? She's
I did not know
British.
that. She barely
Yeah.
talked.
Super British.
So I
was-
guess we're done with the Alpha and Omega discussion.
Fuck.
Are we
So
take
sorry,
shot?
Dylan.
Are we
God.
take shot of vodka?
Nostrovia.
hold on a
Nostrovia,
second.
brother. Nostrovia, comrade.
I just want to take this moment to again remind everyone that Sviffles are overpowered and need to be nerfed.
They
And there's a
do.
T3D
They do.
focus
group.
They need to be
There's a
nerfed
T3D
sometime
focus group
before
with
Rorquals get nerfed.
No, there's a T3D focus group with Sutonia in it, and Sutonia is so smart at this game, he could probably do everything himself. So let's just be fucking thankful that T3Ds will actually be balanced.
I want to
I
throw
would
seriously
like
out
to
there.
confirm,
You know,
the SCSM that yes, the T3s are definitely being looked at.
And Sutonia is with that, by the way. I need to emphasize that because Sutonia...
everybody know. Literally everybody. Like there are literally people out there right now who are signing up and saying, "I'm waiting until I'm an alpha pilot." Okay, who are saying, I don't. I have my shot, bro. I already poured it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Suetonia is part of it, and Suetonia releases shitty YouTube videos, and like CCP rebalances based on that.
I know
mean,
his
shitty as in I
YouTube
don't like
videos are
YouTube,
shitty. We all know
but
his
they're good
YouTube
YouTube videos
are
because
shitty.
CCP bases their fucking decisions on them, which they've already told
I
us
know,
about.
I know, because he's a PL
So
spy.
everything will be okay.
I was gonna say I doubt he's the only one.
All I have to say
I know
is
Chester's on it too, but it's Chester.
Tyrant is just going balls to the wall this season.
I know, we're not getting there yet, though. We can't.
Not
we
even
can't.
there.
Does anybody have any serious comments they want to make about the new freemium thing? I personally think that this is
Any
going
questions
to
they
be
want
something...
to ask me too while you're at it? It's while I'm here.
Can we get a rookie chat yet, Solon?
Tonight, and I'm sorry, Sullen. I'm sorry. I invited Mr. Hyde on tonight because I thought he wrote an excellent article on Crossing
Yeah, he did.
Zebras.
It was
This
really
is
good.
not fucking just throwing something out there, but he hit a lot of the fucking dots that were in my mind at the time.
To be fair, he did have 3 days in advance.
Yeah, we did. We got it
He-
3 days ahead
yeah,
of you guys.
3 days.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, we give you, we give you
Solon.
guys 3 days advance because we know that you guys are like legitimately 3 days behind, like
Solon,
and like the real, like tie dye of the real
No,
players.
no, this is a serious question. Solon, is the CSM worried at all that CCP decide to wait for this big announcement to tell them 3 days in advance instead of far in advance like they normally do with decisions like this?
I was about to ask the same thing.
I don't think. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was kind of like a big bomb to drop on us with only 3 days, but we pretty much
Yeah.
expressed everything we needed to in the 3 days.
They brought this
I
up in
mean-
like 2010.
I mean, like we had like when I say we had it 3 days in advance, I mean we had everything 3 days in advance. There wasn't anything held back. We had every part of the documentation that you guys have explaining everything. And I mean, between all 14 of us, we pretty much broke everything down. We were able to comment. We talked with them like, this is how this will get taken advantage of. And I mean, the biggest thing people are talking about right now is like, I mean, one thing everyone's like, it's like, sweet, everyone now has a Griffin alt. That's like the thing. Everyone's like, just Griffin alts everywhere. But CCP is well aware. Like, we've been discussing with them possible scenarios and problems. And like, the thing to keep in mind, like, this isn't coming out tomorrow. They got time. There's a lot of time. Same thing with Fleet Boost. Like, people are freaking out, and it's like, dude, there's a lot of time. They can alter things.
Yeah.
Are you
things
excited
change.
for the summit? Are you like stoked for the
Oh
summit?
my god, you have no idea. I'm leaving next week, and I'm just like fucking ecstatic.
You've been
I
to
want to
Iceland
throw.
before, right?
I want to throw something out there because you know what? There wasn't much that I wrote notes on earlier today, like pre-drunk, but like I knew that like I was going to. Alpha clones. They should never, ever. Alpha clones should never be allowed to vote for CSM in this game.
Yeah, no, that's unanimous. Every
However,
No,
they should be
no.
allowed to run. If you're an alpha clone, fuck it, run, whatever, right?
No, I talked about this last night on my show. Was the fact that same thing applies with current accounts. You have to have been active for X amount of days, and why can't it apply for alpha stage?
Well, no, it can. You should be an alpha for X amount of
Yeah.
days, but like you should not be allowed to vote, but you can run. They are literally the fucking felons of this goddamn game.
If
What
they
would the
allow
difference be
alpha
if you can
vote,
run and not vote?
There's way too many ways you could take advantage if you allowed alphas. Because think about it, you could just create unlimited alpha
Yeah,
accounts
but
to just vote.
if you had
That's why
a
you- that's why you
restriction
just
on if you
said-
could have it for X amount of days, you had to be active
But-
for say 14
Probably
days.
people are like, listen, he just said they can't vote. They can run but not vote. So that alleviates what you just said.
I don't think that's actually been confirmed.
I don't think
It hasn't.
No,
It hasn't.
Hey,
Yeah,
Hold on. Time out. I am not throwing this out there as a they said. I'm throwing it out there as a you should fucking make this way.
Yeah, and I think that
And I wanna say this,
I think I can
because
speak
I know
for pretty much
concern is-
everybody and say that I don't think any of us really want alphas to be able to vote because there's just too many gameable ways for that to happen.
Okay,
Take
no,
advantage.
We
okay.
should never allow
No.
illegal alphas to vote.
Only
Well, that's what we're saying.
only patricians
We
can
are all
vote.
in
No
agreement.
plebeians.
No voting for alphas. Done.
But
Okay.
isn't there already a mechanic in place where paying subscribers can't vote unless they've been active for X amount of days?
Correct.
So
There is
why-
no
why couldn't
path
you-
Needs to be over
voting
the trial
in this
period, basically.
scenario.
Yeah,
If
so
you're
why
an
couldn't the
alpha,
same-
you cannot vote.
I don't agree with that really.
Really?
Here's my thing, real quick. And
I mean,
and
I
I'm gonna
understand
say
what you're
because
saying.
I want
Time
people.
out,
I
time out,
understand what you're saying,
hold on,
and
time
then
out,
like you're
time
trying
out.
to cover the new guys coming in that they should be able to vote as well. The problem is, in the current setup, there's no way you could do that and not leave it open for loopholes. Like, I mean,
There's
yes, you're gonna be-
there's always
The
loopholes.
thing.
If it is
new players
alpha-
even know what they're voting for?
if they've been playing for 6 months, then yes,
I
they
will
do.
literally make as many alphas as you want to vote to get somebody fucking elected.
You're
Okay,
really
now,
gonna show
here's
up
what I wanna
6
say,
alphas
to
for
alleviate
6
that
months
shit
just
too,
to wait to vote?
Is
Yeah, but the
Build a
problem then
wall.
runs into how do you run that activity? Because like right now, I can tell you right now, if alphas can vote,
They
the
need
second they
to
go
do-
live, every alliance will just start creating
need
hundreds
to
of
do
alts
what
6
Windows
months out
does.
ahead of the
Just to
election.
As
vote.
many
Hold on.
alts as
They
are
might.
necessary.
They need to do what
I
Windows
don't think
does.
so.
They need to do what Windows does, and lock alpha accounts to hardware ID. And now,
But I'm actually gonna pick this up in a second.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
pick
pick this up in a
okay, so
second.
anyway, so I'm
Crazy
fixing to
town
go.
right
But what I
You
want to
guys
say
are in
about this
crazy
shit
town
is,
right now.
what do you mean
Reel
crazy
it back
town?
in. Reel it back in. Reel it back in.
There's nothing crazy about it.
Hey,
They're
you
gonna-
mad, bro?
They're going to do something. They have to do something so that you don't have these massive fleets of alt miners that people are scared of.
Calling a reverse tie-dye shot.
Last reverse tie-dye
I
shot?
got a pour.
I mean, so
Where'd you find the pour?
For me, the way to do that is like you said. Like I said, tie alpha accounts to hardware IDs, and now you can't make a massive amounts of alpha accounts.
Yeah,
Done.
it's possible.
I mean, there may be ways of working around it, but I mean, again, it's going to be one of those things where somebody has to sit there and
I mean, there's
dedicate
lots of
these-
ways that
I,
they can prevent the
if you,
alpha.
if you, do,
the
if you
alpha
can do the same
armies.
thing with with trial accounts, you can't have another account running at the
Exactly.
same time. They can do the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
But
there's,
no, that
there's-
is one way, but then people say, well, let's set up virtual networks. I'm totally with it. There's another idea that I had that I said last night.
So much work involved in
It is.
that.
Hold on. That's what I'm saying, Kale. I like the idea of doing that to where it's restricted off of trial accounts like they did, where you can only run one client at a time. But as a way to stop the initial workarounds that would be somewhat easier to do, you can also hardware ID them to where you can only have one per thing. So if
What do we all think? What do we all think about the idea that, you know what, look, for veterans, this is about keeping them engaged with the game. Okay? So
Yes.
therefore, if
Okay,
you
so
are a
even
veteran,
though Dirk is drunk and I'm already
time out.
talking,
I have not
there's no
finished
time out,
exactly.
dude.
For the
Yeah,
rights.
Yeah,
one
there
of the
is
concerns of
literally
this is
there is literally a
there's-
do not interrupt my
Well,
motherfucking statement.
I don't really give a
which
shit
is,
about all that. Because
I
you already
know,
stopped.
I know exactly.
We were talking about
Oh,
one of the issues.
shit,
The big
I can
issue is
fucking-
the big issue is how
Yep,
do you
nobody
stop
can hear you.
gaming the alpha? How do you stop gaming the alpha
Wait.
thing to where you don't have
Nobody
massive
can hear
amounts
him?
of alpha people?
Who?
No,
Why, is it
nobody
over?
heard him. But okay, but here's the thing.
Well, what?
Everybody can sit there and think that, you know
Y'all
what?
can hear me,
Look,
can't you?
just because you have
Oh,
like
okay.
a
Yeah.
fucking say, but like, no, yeah, but the Skype stream isn't going out like the way you think it is.
Wait, I'm
What?
confused. Is the stream over?
What I'm saying, no, the Skype stream,
What?
no, it's not over.
They heard me,
but
he can't mute me only on his end.
yeah, I muted
You need to play
actually.
some beats.
Well, that
Because
just
you're a
ruins-
test.
Sick beats.
that just affects the podcast recording, not the actual stream.
No, because I fucking streamed that.
So, can we point out that Dirk thought Dunk was with
Anyways,
us?
Oh my
anyways,
god, dude.
After I had met him and knew
I'm
he
kidding.
was
I'm
brave.
totally fucking kidding. I literally have no fucking.
You
control.
typed that to me and Matterall.
But here's the thing, okay? I do not believe that any alpha account should be a. I do believe that alpha accounts should be able to have alt accounts. I think they should. I think you should learn how to play this game, how it was designed to be played until they completely change it.
It's
Then
impossible to
all
block
alpha
alt
There will
accounts.
should
be.
have access.
it-
But
There
it should be
absolutely
limited
will
to
be.
3.
No,
There
it's
absolutely will
impossible
be
for them
alphas
unless
with
they
alts.
do an IP check. It's impossible for them to block you having alt accounts because, like, you want to make a new alpha account, make a new email. Emails are free. You can make 1 million emails. So unless they look at how many accounts are connecting from your
They can
IP,
dig deeper to that, bro.
That's
they
the
can
one
dig
thing they
deeper
haven't-
to
you know,
IP
they
or
have
fucking
not-
I know they
machine
can, but
address.
then all of a sudden you run into the issue of like, well, there's 3 people that play at my house. Why can't all 3 of us have 3
Whatever.
accounts?
And if I have to fucking, like, you know, whatever, alienate the goddamn people that are living in your crawled over the fucking wall account, whatever.
No, but like seriously, like what if me and my wife both wanted to play on alpha
Right.
accounts? Like, are they gonna restrict that?
You and your wife would
You
be
know what I'm saying?
fine.
No,
but
you know,
you and
would
your
you
16
not technically
cousins
have your own
can't do it.
computers?
What if I
Yeah, you have your
had
own
16
computer, don't you?
cousins?
Are you and your wife going to be playing on different computers?
Yeah,
No,
They
but
do.
different
Fine.
computers would have the
Probably
same
fine.
IP.
but if it goes to
IP.
the IP from the router,
No,
Yeah, yeah.
hold on.
It doesn't
IP
look at your
is
internal
Make
IP. It
you
looks at your
big, yeah.
Hold
external
on.
IP.
There's no IP. Hold on. Nobody said IP blocking. You would do
Hardware
client
ID,
blocking and
gotcha.
hardware ID.
Gotcha.
Oh, like MAC address stuff?
You're all
No,
making
no,
this
like
way
the
way too
CPU has an
No,
address.
Doug, it's not about
This
making.
is
No,
a
Doug, hold on.
non-issue.
That they'd have to add some extra.
The issue is,
stuff
let
to
me
that.
hold on, let me go back. The
Build a
issue is,
wall.
how do you stop the proliferation of alpha accounts to
And they haven't brought that up yet. That's
no,
why they haven't
that's
brought
what
it
we're
up.
bringing up. This is what
Oh,
we do on the
trust me,
show.
we have.
That's what we do on the
okay.
show. We bring up ideas and throw it out there.
We're idea generators, man. We're just trying
Yeah.
to generate ideas.
I feel inspired.
Well, here's the thing why I don't think you're gonna make. you're-
So let me ask you. Like, if they would ask you, you could at least say, "Well, some ideas I've heard is this, that, or that."
Yes. No, I know. No, I know. It's great.
Well,
That's why mom
CCP
shows like this.
manifest in chat. Oh my god, I don't care what
Oh
you guys are saying.
shit! Run.
Hold on. I am not talking anything that's out of line right now because Manifest is in chat.
No,
Oh.
manifest is the best.
Manifest.
I always forget he lives on the East Coast.
He's a silencer.
No,
And
He's a
like, if you
silencer.
mistype
He
his
is.
name, you accidentally spell Manfest, like FanFest, but it sounds a lot
Well, it's a
funner.
man.
I spelled it man.
Is that something you're looking for, though?
As an official
I'm
version,
looking for a Manfest, yeah.
No, they're
CCP
probably
Manifest
are.
is
They're
loved
probably
by
just
the
trying
show.
to make
Oh,
sure
yeah,
that
man,
everything's
so
so
good.
awesome now.
Now,
There's only a few
now hold on.
CCP guys that will actually show up in our chat channel for our show.
Manifest
We've
is
had-
really good.
we had 3
I hope
nights.
he shows up
Anyway.
to Vegas.
They
Manifest.
tag team, bro. It's like Avalon to Manifest. It's like
No,
boom,
no, we
yeah.
had Alpha. We had Alpha tonight too. So
And
an
Alpha
Avalon to
CCP.
Alpha,
Alpha.
to
Oh my
Manifest.
god, Alpha's my bro.
Yeah.
Good.
Now
I was
Get
up.
Alpha to
Get Alpha to
Avalon
Vegas.
to Vegas.
Saw
get
your
Alpha
famous
to Vegas.
episodes. Say
It's so
whatever you
hard.
want. Man, Dirk, you got a reputation.
well, now hold on.
I
Now
am. I
with
do have a reputation.
the
I'm a
proliferation
whore.
of Alpha count, I don't think you see that from the same people because here's the thing. You're only gonna be able to fly Tech 1 stuff up to Cruiser, so you're not gonna be able to farm anomalies or anything at a level that's gonna make you a bunch of money.
Like,
And I doubt the
nobody
mining
thinks
skills are
even
gonna.
remotely that you're gonna be able to fucking
Right,
farm,
right, and the
okay?
mining
What about
skills
Sinowalls?
that they allow you
That's
to
why
have.
we haven't had that. No, there's no Sinowalls. Thank you for reading the motherfucking dev
Yeah, yeah,
blog.
no Sinos,
There's
no
Sinowalls.
cloaks.
Oh, I
There's
thought
none
Sinos-
of that hardcore shit.
Yeah, no Sinos, no cloaks. So you
Oh, no, I
can't
thought
you
okay,
can't make Alpha Cloaky Campers. You can't make Sinowalts. But here's the thing: you're not gonna be able to do high level anomalies. So you're not gonna make money ratting. And I guarantee the levels that they're gonna let you do with mining is you're not gonna have high end mining. You're not gonna be able to fly.
you're not.
You're not gonna be able to get into
literally
Hulks. You're not gonna be able to get
flying Max
into
Adventure.
Mackinaws
But-
or anything like that. So it's like you're not gonna make
Bro,
massive amounts of
purpose.
money with these alpha
But-
accounts. So there's like if you want to
Kale.
make money with alt accounts, it would be actually more cost effective to Plex accounts and make real accounts that can make high ends of money. So it's like you're not gonna see people proliferate alpha accounts for money generation. I don't think.
I literally wish
But-
50 DKP minus was like a thing in the real world.
Drake,
because I would
Dirk.
appoint that
Dirk,
shit
shh.
upon actual citizens.
What were you gonna
But-
say, Gil?
But but guess
Run to
guess
the
what?
center.
But guess
Run.
what? Guess what? Minerals will be free.
What? All of them?
All the minerals will be free.
I'm not gonna say they
Free
might. Hold on.
Titans.
Okay, I'm not gonna say they might not go down. some.
Minerals are free, baby.
No,
Minerals
I don't know
will
that
be
it's
free.
gonna be take that big a hit. I mean, you're just not gonna have massive. Even if you had a massive alt mining fleet out there, like Dirk said, to what extent? I mean, how much are you gonna be pulling in?
Have we not said?
Nerds.
Have we not said though before that minerals are not free? But guess what?
Nope.
Now they will be.
Minerals are free if you mine them because you didn't pay for them.
No,
why would they do
no,
that?
not
No, I'm
before because you had to
joking.
pay.
I
You
know.
had to pay for the time.
I
But
know.
now
I
you don't
that
have
was
to pay.
that's the joke for the longest thing though. Is like, oh, minerals are free because you didn't actually pay for them.
But now minerals are going to be free because you don't have to
What
pay
you
for the
just
time.
said is one of the most
We have to
insanely
spend the time,
idiotic
though.
things I've ever heard.
No
this is-
points
no
for
point
Dunk
you.
doesn't even have
In
to
your
talk.
Wait,
rambling,
hold on.
incoherent response,
This is gonna be our
were you
intro.
even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought?
Well, you left the last part out. You left the last part out where he said.
A
we've
simple
all
no would have been
died
okay,
a little
but
inside
thank
or
you.
something. What did he say? He said something at the end of it. That used to be our intro.
He says we.
Everyone here is now dumber for
Yeah, that's
having
what it
listened
was.
to it, and then he's like, a simple no would have been good, but okay.
Fuck you.
Oh,
I'll be
my
right back
God.
real quick.
Well, the show might
Yeah,
not
I
be
mean-
back when you get back.
This is what I love about eVegas because I can literally
Speaking of that,
vindicate the level
are
of
we just, like,
retardedness I
going?
like.
No,
put
you're
out
not
there.
Wait to drop.
We're ready to
Who's
go
not
whenever.
going?
Are you ready,
I,
DC?
I still haven't picked a game, so I mean.
Paul Sullivan, can you do some 1v1 without a fucking booster pilot?
Obviously, never mind. You're irrelevant.
Why? Because you can't do
You're
it. Or
you're
just because
Romulan.
You've
I'm
obviously
fucking drunk?
never seen
You're
me stream
Romulan.
ever, because that's all I ever do is 1v1 without boosters. That's why
I
get constant
actually
shit
know
on.
that like you fucking bring your fucking ult in and like
My
you
ult can't
like
boost.
fake that for a long time.
My ult can't boost actually.
We don't like to say that, but
No,
really?
I'll fucking let you see his API. He cannot boost.
RCRLB said that's the best.
Yeah,
I award
we
you
all
no
put up
points and may
APIs.
God have mercy on your
Smoke
soul.
weed every day.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I cannot wait to get my.
I can't
computer
smoke
back
weed.
up.
I'm in the
I
army.
should totally fucking play my
I don't.
music.
I could. The
Should.
Washington, the
Or we
Washington
should go solo
border, the
PvP.
Washington
And
border is
Dirk,
literally
on top
10
of that,
miles
you
from my
know
house.
That I go solo because I
It's a
tried to fight you and
20-minute
you
drive to
bitched
go
out.
legally buy weed for me, but
Wait, you trying to find
I can
Dirk
go
and you bitch
bitch.
up?
I didn't bitch
Yeah,
out,
the
bro.
day
I
he
used to have
left the
shit in that
Imperium,
fucking
I
system.
ran into him, and I was in an assault frigate. He was in a fast interceptor. And
I
was like,
knew
"Come fight
you
me."
were trouble
my
when you
jam.
motherfucking walked in.
Yeah, that's why he didn't want none of this.
How do you not know that you're lying on the cold hard ground right now?
oh man,
Oh my god.
Zeldurk.
Oh, that is a motherfucker that we have not had on this show. I
You
swear
need to get
to
Zell. Even
motherfucking
Crass
God.
Kitty
Well,
had
how-
Zell. How does that make you feel?
Dirk,
Hold
he
on.
worships you.
How does it make me feel that a goddamn girl who dresses up like an aquarium, like
An aquarium.
has had him on
How
the
does
show?
one precisely dress like an aquarium?
You wear water.
Oh my god, I'm not going to totally front that fucking out there because that would totally
No,
be like
please do-
doxing.
please
That
That's
would
do.
be
your
bullshit.
comment,
Please
and I
do.
want to know what
I-
someone
I'm
dressing like an
curious.
aquarium
Then fucking
is.
roll back through her goddamn tweets, okay? It's
Why
like
don't you
whatever.
just-
She's
So
dressed
she's
like a
wearing,
mermaid.
like,
Why don't you
whatever.
just Google
rocks.
that shit?
Like a couple of
Yeah,
fish,
no shit.
or like kicking
But it's like
around.
whatever.
Maybe some fake plants.
No, I'm not gonna let you lead me into this. Like, oh geez, look, they like lured Dirk into saying something bad.
All right.
Let's-
Because God knows they have that on their fucking file.
It's the wrong version.
But nonetheless, okay,
Fuck it
You need let it. You
all,
need
fuck
let it do.
all.
The little kid singing it.
let it go.
Let it do.
Let it go.
Let it do.
Why you bitching me, man? Why you bitching me? Why you throwing
There
your
it is.
fists up my fucking backbone?
Chisui, actually, I love the
Sing
Chisui
it, Kale.
comment here. Crass triggered kitty.
You know what?
That's
You
my,
know,
that's
you
my
know
shit.
what? Kitty's my bitch. Shit, you
Whoa.
can't. even
You
fucking
can't say that.
nowadays.
You
can't.
Oh,
You can't say it. I
shit.
know. Exactly. Totally somebody gift that right now. Okay,
well,
but
I hope you all enjoyed Dirk tonight because he won't be back next
is it
week.
gift or gift? I mean, seriously, do we know?
It's a gift. It's a
It's a
gift.
gift.
No,
It's
it's
a gift
not. It's
for
actually
all. It's a
gift.
gift
Gift,
for all.
okay. Yeah.
It's gift. Okay,
It's a gift for all.
just so those of you
I love
fucking
the soundboard tonight. It's so
unpronunciating
good.
motherfuckers know.
All right. Well, I'm out of here. Y'all have fun later. I'll
Unpronunciated.
talk to you
Let it,
tomorrow.
bro.
Peace.
Have a good one.
See you.
Just
See,
give-
I specifically was not using my soundboard because I thought you guys would get annoyed.
Oh,
my
no.
God.
Oh,
Do you have a
carry
soundboard?
on.
Do you have
What
a
you just
Canadian? Hey, it's maple syrup.
Do you have a
Soundboard?
Canadian soundboard? 'Cause
Oh,
you're Canadian, obviously.
Canada, our home
I do.
and
Hang on. Here it
native
comes. Are you ready?
land.
It's
Ready?
so
Listen,
sad
are
that
you
this
ready?
1.75 liter fucking bottle of
Oh,
Tito's
under
is
the
good.
I'm gonna do
asteroids.
Once this stupid Eve shit's done.
Dude, this is
There
the
were
best
people-
song Eve
There
ever
were
made.
people who wanted to like put the Open Com show out on video on demand that I disagreed with.
Oh, is it the
Oh my God.
foghorn
I
under the
have a
asteroids?
Canadian soundboard.
Do you know who wanted to put this out on video on demand? The guy not on video.
Get
Fuck
retarded.
that bitch.
There's a
Sorry,
technical
no
question you're
offense to
asking, how
anybody
much
who
rent?
takes offense to bitch. Because goddamn,
This aggression
what
will
word
not
would you have
stand,
used in
man.
between bitch and the word I can't use since New Year's? For
Hey, Dirk.
yeah,
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
I am a smelly pirate hooker. Those girls have got some swell undergarments.
Oh, those girls.
Undergarments? What is it, the 1950s? Well, I guess that's
Pirate
when we were
time.
born, so I mean.
I was totally trying to pirate, Yar.
Go for Tower Wars. Free
I swear to God, I think we can talk about this more sensibly now.
About what?
The Eve topics.
What's Eve? Don't do
Except,
those noises.
see that
Don't
guy
do
makes
those.
Eve. He makes Eve noises. He does.
Don't do the Eve noises. I get so freaked the fuck out.
Do him. He gets
shooting.
They get me engaged. They get me engaged.
Hey, is Hydra Reloaded gonna win again? Alliance tournament. What do you think?
No.
Hydra Reloaded hasn't won since when? I mean, like.
Yeah, but they have wicked ads, so that's a win in my books.
Hold on. And that is where this all shit gets fucking crazy, right? It's like you can win in the fucking ad department, but still like losing the real thing.
Wait.
And who gives a hold on? Who gives a shit about the real thing?
Wait.
All we care about is did I enjoy it? I did not enjoy PL winning last year. I totally
what's your
enjoyed
take
the
on
bullshit.
TNT magooing its way through again?
Oh, no, hold on.
You guys will totally fucking Magoo because you're fucking Magoo lords.
I told you
And
to
so
come
is
back.
PL.
But the Magoo
Oh my God,
Masters
I
have
bet you
changed.
Every time they say anchor up, I think
hey.
of the PL tournament.
Dirk, you can come back to TNT.
Doink doink.
I can't because Wibbla hates me. He does not want to suck my penis.
But isn't Hackwa
Well,
the
you-
Magoo
what?
Master? Like you guys need Hackwa to Magoo it up.
What?
No. See, it was Daniel Westelis was the actual
Oh,
anchor.
well, he's not
Hackle
even.
was
Oh my
just the guy
God.
bitching about it.
He went to Goons and then left Goons. He's with Jody and Giles now.
Yeah. But Hakawa had nothing to do with that. He was just
Now
an
hold on,
anchoring scrub like the rest of us.
Dunk
And
Dingle,
we
you
don't
got the
want no
soundboard.
scrubs.
Please
Alright,
tell
guys,
me you
no,
got
Nobody
the.
wants those scrubs.
Please,
No
please,
scrubs.
hold on,
no
hold on.
None.
fucking scrubs.
Please
Later,
tell me
man.
you got the camel like war cry like
No, I hate that.
Oh my God, they're
That
so
was the
fucking
best-
good. When
that was
with
the
their
best
burkas and
fucking-
shit.
That was the best Alliance tournament ad ever. Like
I love that people are screaming that we should end the show before Dirk says something offensive, but I think we should let it go.
I think we should
No,
keep rolling
you
it.
should never
Keep
allow the
rolling this
show to
shit.
end before Dirk says something offensive because you know what?
And you were,
Rain,
like,
Rain,
borderline
Rain,
offensive?
Don't whores need to sleep?
Oh.
It's only.
What does that mean?
Why is that a rain comment?
Huh. The worst part about what I just said is the fact that her head didn't turn, so her earphones are not on.
I was
No,
like,
she's
wow,
already
that's
doing other things.
that's
Exactly. She's like, oh yeah, I'm cloaked up. It's all good.
no. See, she simply says this is at the
See,
right level
that's
now.
why you people out there who think that what you say matters. It doesn't. It only matters if somebody who cares hears it. I literally proved the point that if what you say nobody hears, it doesn't matter.
If a Dirk says
Except
something
on video,
inappropriate
because
in
I
the
know you
woods and nobody
motherfuckers
hears
are all
it,
about the fucking YouTube.
Did he
You
actually
guys are
say it?
fucking cocksuckers. Seriously. Seriously, PS New Year's Eve.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Poor
I,
Rain.
hold
Poor
on.
Rain.
I'm gonna.
She's on camera right now, and it's like, you know what? I'm gonna love that girl in Vegas. I am. I'm gonna fucking cuddle over her like I am a goddamn fucking guardian
Your
that
wife's
cannot
not home,
be.
is it? Is she?
No bullshit.
She's
Bullshit.
upstairs.
My wife would be like, you know what? Protect her. Protect her. Because number one, my wife.
I don't
is
think
like,
she'd say that.
my wife feels like she's
No
invulnerable.
wife would say that.
She's
I
like,
don't-
don't
yeah, I don't
worry,
think she'd
nobody's
say
coming
that.
after me. But Rain's gonna be protected. I will literally beat the shit off motherfuckers out there.
How are you gonna handle that though? You'll like fight one guy and get a breath. I saw you
No,
do that.
no, not like I'm gonna fight one guy. Literally, I'm gonna punch the shit out of motherfuckers who are totally motherfucking nerds and be like, bitch, back the fuck off. Like, actually, all I'm gonna have to say is, bitch, back the fuck off, and the nerds are gonna back the fuck off because they'll be like,
Don't-
bitch, me, bitch, who, what, bitch, me.
Do you guys want me to host what's exactly happening right now, but have Kerbals going since like we're way over time?
Might as well.
Yeah,
But-
and roll over.
I'm
roll
gonna go
over.
because I have to go pee and eat dinner. But thank you all
But-
for inviting me to
Nerd.
the show.
but
Dunk,
don't
dunk,
Rain.
dunk.
Yes, me. Yes,
I have
what?
to ask you, serious question.
Yes.
Is this not legit test normal comms?
While I am not in test, I have
Let
been in the
let
bacon
the
test.
guy go.
This
Is
doesn't-
this
Let him
not-
go.
this doesn't
No.
compare to the bacon.
Let him
Oh,
go.
Brave is. We all know that Brave is just like, hey, do you want to go to test eventually someday?
You
Let
can
the guy
pick
go,
that,
dude.
And you can join test and enjoy
I'm
that.
so bad. I'm terrible. I agree.
I
I'm
found
an
it.
ignorant
Hold on.
motherfucker.
Hold on.
Hold
Hold on.
When
Wait, I
get
found
done
I
thinking,
found the
I
Camel
swear to
War
God,
song.
All I think of is I am an ignorant fucking. All I care about is like my own misogynist patriarchy.
Hold on. I found the Camel
Sure.
War song.
And I know that like a bunch of these people on screen right now are totally trying to figure out what that means, but I recognize. Fist up.
Danny.
Rain, don't worry. Mrs. Decadence will help you.
Rain's not even here anymore, man. She's on cam, but she's doing something else.
Yeah, what is she doing? How can you
She's doing Rain. She's
what
doing
she's
Rain.
doing?
She's probably in a fleet or she's doing her own stream.
Say, oh my God, Dirk is
Sorry,
so
I had to
drunk.
do it.
She's like, Dirk's a fucking dick. Fuck him.
Oh no, I think she knows. She knows what's going on with the shots there.
Oh my God!
Alright.
How
All right,
Good
all
night,
right,
all.
Rain. All right,
Thank you
Rain.
very
If
much.
you listen,
I'm out of
Everyone on
alcohol.
Twitch,
I'm
thanks
out of
for
booze.
putting up with all this silliness. Very good. Dirk, I'll see you
Here,
in
here,
Vegas.
Drayden. Here, I'll pour one out for you.
Vegas
give me one.
bitches,
Give me one.
We all know that nothing brings us together like FanFest and Vegas, which this time of year is Vegas.
Yeah,
Hold on.
people go to Vegas if you have the chance. It's a lot of fun. Even if you're a shy, introverted type who
Dirk's
doesn't
going
talk
straight
much
for
on
the
comms,
bottle. Straight for
you
the
will have a
bottle.
good time
Out of
in
control.
Vegas.
Out of control, man.
I'm having
gonna
to.
make-
I'm having to resort to this.
Hey, Drayden,
Ew.
Resort
Yeah.
to it, bro.
Yeah.
Hold on.
this
Time
might
out.
be easier. No, you shut the fuck up.
You have,
Drayden, this
you
might
have
be
a
easier.
bottle of
No,
Coors
shut
Light.
up!
I sure do.
Pop
What
a,
if I stream
pop
on my
a hole
own
in the
thing
bottom
and you
of
just
it
window
and
capture
chug it.
Pop a
and throw it
hole.
in the middle?
You can't.
Shotgun that bitch. Shotgun a bottle.
No,
A
you can't.
bottle.
You
Can't
can't. You need a
fucking
straw.
straw.
You need a straw. You take a straw out the top so it gets the airflow in.
All right.
Paul,
all right.
Paul, what's up?
Go,
You ready to
do it.
stream now?
Do it, nose, bro.
I said, what's easier, if I just stream my own stream and then you just window capture it and we keep this going?
tell him how to
No,
live
I
his
think
life.
it'd be easier if you just took over the
Because
stream.
then I have to Okay, so the reason why I'm asking is I just looked at my OBS and I don't have anything set up to keep your guys'
I don't
faces.
have anything set
I
up.
hate
To, like,
this
if
time
I
of
do a
night
window
when I
capture,
can't
I'm gonna
read
cover up
chat.
all of our
I can't
faces, and
read
there's no
chat
point in
right
us
now.
being on here visually anyway.
Fair enough.
Because like if you look at the stream, like the whole palette is taken up with our faces.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I haven't
I'm
looked
totally
at it
Our
in
gonna
so long.
faces.
and read. Hold on. Don't you fucking chime in like all of a sudden now. We're like,
My name is
hey, I've
Dirk.
been
Let me
listening to you
just chug
guys.
from
You
my
guys are my
bottle so
friends.
do a shot with the rest of the team.
Hey, team counts. Team counts.
I had to talk to my bro. Sorry, I'm not in PL with the rest of you guys, so I can't
I
circle
know.
jerk on the
They're
fucking open
so
comms.
lame. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you saw their fucking IRC, is so bad. It's terrible. Like
Don't say
literally
that.
lame.
Don't say that, Dirk.
That was good.
No, seriously.
wasn't good.
Every once in a while, like one of them comes up with a like, oh man, I wish I said that kind of thing. But like 90% of the time, it's like, god damn, you guys are literally as dumb as every other motherfucker I ever saw playing Eve. Seriously.
Very nice.
No. Well, no. It's the whole point that, you know what? Literally everybody in Eve is as dumb as everybody else playing Eve.
A lot of people are done playing Eve, but people can be smart at their own thing. At their own
Yeah,
thing.
whatever your own thing is. But, I mean, seriously. We can all corner ourselves into a room.
Mm.
Don't me. I'm totally
I said,
retarded right
no.
now. Don't
I
sit
just
there and
said,
go,
mm.
oh yeah, I fucking
It's
agree
just-
with that
hey, it's just
motherfucker.
things that
Okay,
make you
that's
go-
how Trump got elected.
It's just things that make you go,
It's terrible. It really is motherfucking terrible.
Terrible.
I mean, these people are goddamn fucking bad. I mean, like 90% of Eve are bad at how we play this game.
I'm one of those.
No, totally. I am like not one of those. I
need direction.
Somewhere around the 90th fucking decile.
I cannot figure out my own actions when it comes to PvP. I've been in legit solo PvP like 4 times, and 3 of those times I died. One of those times I didn't die because for some reason they let me go.
I sat there tonight. I swear to God, I fucking hate this. Hate it. Literally fucking hate it. And sat there and listened to somebody.
All right, we're gonna close this out,
Ready,
and then
Paul?
we're gonna Drunk Canadian's gonna take up. He's gonna. What are you playing, Drunk Canadian?
Kerbals, but I'm not gonna change shit.
Oh my God! Yeah, we're
Alright, so-
totally going Kerbal spaceship, and we're going off to the fucking Eve zone.
All right, so we're gonna close this up. Thanks for tuning in to Open Comms. Drunk Canadian is coming up next with some Kerbals, and I'm assuming we're gonna stay in comms.
Yeah,
God, I have to
okay,
go
so
read
it's-
Rain's
Skype's
Skype
staying.
message.
Yeah. Okay. So.
What?
Staying.
All right. So stay on for Drunk Canadian. Let me stop the thing, and then you can change the channel or change the title.
I don't even have it open. I'm not doing it.
I
can't
will
even
change it
fucking
for you.
read.
What do you
This
want?
is
What do you
so
want me to call
bad.
it? I'll figure it out. I'll get it.
Yeah, just